she is going to, oh, nice drink. She is going to head back to the main shore in order to see if she can get help or something like that. And that at minimum she would be back by sunrise. It's pretty late in the night. What do you guys do? You're currently at the half broken dock.
I guess should probably go back in and find everybody.
Okay.
Alright, ghost guide. Take me hither.
You just feel your chest leap towards the skull.
Okay. Alright, so much for using words. Take me.
You give yourself a thumbs up. You're not sure why.
Alright. Alright, Zion, to the skull.
Castle Grave Skull.
Anyway, so as you guys continue along your way, the two of you go ahead and roll perception.
Did you say roll perception?
Yeah, roll perception.
You said you have perception.
You may have perceived. Reroll stuff.
This is pretty good. Let me make sure it's
Permanent play or temporary play?
Both.
What?
Mixed bag.
Plus.
Hold up.
Right now, it really feels like Connor's sitting there
19.
because all I knew was this face for Connor, and I couldn't actually see him.
Right?
8,
So
9.
it just feels like Connor.
I mean, honestly
mods?
though, I could see that.
Was it what color was Connor?
He was green.
Yep.
Was he?
Yeah, remember we
That's
had
why
two.
we bought
had
that.
two at some point. 2 green, 3
I
peels.
didn't mean to ruin it for you. You are Connor.
I didn't mean to ruin it for you. I ruined it for you.
I said as soon as somebody figured it out.
Welcome back, Nor.
I can't breathe in there. Sorry. Please continue.
Did you guys know?
Yes.
He didn't
19.
say anything to me
Okay.
in person.
Zion, what'd you get?
David, no,
12?
you say it.
Can I have
Alright.
Where's the
So,
Wait,
I'm too short for that.
that is just a fact.
so the two of you are moving along towards the skull and kind of the cave entrance that you guys walked out of. And as you're going along, you hear kind of a rattling sound, like a clanging of metal against something hard. And as you kind of turn the corner, it's still pretty dark. Both of you kind of have dark vision, and you look and you can see what appears to be a human kind of pressed against the wall, holding his weapon and just holding as still as he can, hopefully not to be noticed.
Is he going?
Not a butter knife.
Well, literally just a skinny knife.
And the two of you recognize a familiar companion who appears to be Desmond. He seems slightly better geared, and by better geared I mean cleaner. He might have taken a bath at least once. Oh yeah, and he's got a cool blindfold on the top of his head.
Oh shit. You mean like a bandana or blindfold?
Both.
Oh,
I mean,
you
it's
just
dark.
swap it down.
Oh, it's over
You
his
could
eyes.
kind of, you could probably lower it over your eyes. Yeah. Anyway,
We need to push
so that's
back.
what you see.
Do I notice that?
Roll perception.
Okay, that's good.
They didn't say cautiously, so I'm assuming
I don't
this will
think
be a
this
very
is
easy roll.
13.
You heard the thing to be on the island.
Right.
You been haunting us?
That's an appropriate question.
Honestly though.
You're real, right? You know, I can touch you.
Yeah.
Touch you.
There are ghosts present, though.
That's what I was curious. I'm gonna touch him. I'm gonna touch you. Roll him.
You touch him. He's solid.
Alright.
I'm gonna turn really quietly away. I'm gonna be like,
Just ignore me.
scare him real quick. I'm talking to the ghost that's inside of me.
Roll stealth.
I'm gonna get a good roll here. That's not the worst. Check the old modifications now. Okay, it's at 13.
Okay.
13.
Do we have a wine bottle?
You ever feel your chest
Is that
burn?
There's probably one in the kitchen. But
It's
probably
very
not
You
here.
do now.
I check
You do now.
I check on top of the fridge.
Yeah, it's like your nipple closed its eye.
Because I mean, we've opened
That's
it before. I
weird.
know he has one.
But
I'm just like,
But he's wearing clothes.
yeah,
Like he felt it. You know.
there's a ghost inside.
That's a dumb ghost.
what?
Huh?
The wink wasn't for anybody, the guy who needed the wink, so he didn't need that. He was just saying, yeah.
Never mind.
Alright. Anyway, what are you doing here?
I do.
And
Looking for
Wine
kids.
bottle up there?
are you guys still swollen?
I'm pushing it into
Swollen?
the
Oh, from the ghost?
Yeah, you're on your own.
You might
for
be
finding
minor,
it.
so
I
we
don't
got
know
rid of
where it
most
would be,
of
but
it.
we do have one.
From
but
the
I don't
what?
know where it
Okay,
is.
I can look.
We got rid of most of the ghosts, but we might be a little. Are we still swole from the ghosts killing us? Like, we have a few, right? Not as many as before, though.
Not nearly as many.
Go.
You look a little
Go.
chubby.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah, we carry
instead of like 4 chins, you have like
Cool.
almost half of an additional one.
So, what are you exactly doing here? And is everybody else alive, or
It's kind of up in the air.
as you fair enough. Well,
Just a
Uh,
split of
are
batters.
you looking? Who are you here for? What are you here for?
Hannibal, Harold. What's his name?
Did you get here?
Oh, we took a boat.
And you got past Iron Face, all right? I mean, I guess you're here, so you had to, really, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Who? Yeah, we talked about it. Someone told us about him?
Yeah.
You're not him?
No.
Well, that's good.
I don't know at least. Anyways. So,
Yeah. What are you doing here? Be the question.
I was sent to find my man Orifel. He's apparently somewhere in here somewhere. He's an old companion of mine.
Not the kid we're looking for, though.
No, probably no. He's a drunken elf or something. I can't even really remember the last time.
Did you see any drunken elves, Zion, when we split off?
Time darkened out.
Sorry. Well, anyways, what?
Because you were whispering.
Where were you headed then?
Going to, well, we're going to probably meet up with everyone else, try to get out of here.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I'll join up then.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, we're here, right?
Yeah.
I'll follow your lead.
We don't run into people on scary islands very often.
Hey, no, it's just where I hang, how I roll. And just another day in the life of, you know.
Any reason for the whole, pressed up against the wall? Seems like you're in danger, maybe.
Well, old Iron Face, ghost sharks, ship sinking, didn't really want to get seen.
Ghost sharks. Yeah, don't worry about them. They're good.
Yeah.
We take care of those.
Well, excellent. Well, I feel a lot better than that.
Yeah.
I got you guys.
We definitely won't see one big one later, maybe.
That's good. That's good. Awesome.
Butt cheeks clench a little.
Anyways, we should probably keep moving in case the ghosts or whatever happen upon us.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
Alright, so you guys are which direction would you like to head? Are you heading into the caves then? That you guys came out of? That was kind of the direction you were headed. Or
Yeah, we can go into the caves.
okay.
We'll take the alternate route.
Okay, cool. So you guys continue marching along. What is your guys' marching order? Also, Zion, pick between orange, brown, and red.
You look like you're coming to murder someone.
Exactly what I'm doing.
Gotta murder this wine.
So we're gonna do like a
Then no, I brought my
red, orange.
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
This is between.
Red, orange, brown.
You get to pick one of the following 3 colors.
Distinguish your character on the board.
I'm gonna go red.
Okay.
Oh, you're dead. There's a trick all along.
Zion is red. And Toes, you get orange or brown?
Brown.
Brown. Faye, you get no choice. You are orange.
Okay.
You want blue toast?
You didn't find the bottle opener?
I said-
I
you
couldn't
want-
find it. It was non-existent.
Did you
Usually
check
no,
in the?
But I am a hero, so
silver
I'll do
drawer?
this scenario.
He says that
I've
she's
got your
holding a
back.
knife.
I don't know. She
Nice.
could have gone for the dishwasher.
No.
Oh, I didn't check the dish.
And Zion will hover greater.
Yeah.
Oh, very much.
Simon, you do what it is that you do.
One more time.
Take it back now, y'all.
Thanks told me, Zion.
Yawn your
Turn
teal.
around.
Wheel.
Let's give her a stand.
Let's be dinner.
All right.
Race with the cheesy poofs.
There we go. The cheesy stands. So as you guys move along, what's your guys' marching order?
It was me, Desmond, and then Zion.
You, Desmond, and Zion.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Desmond, roll perception for me.
Oh boy.
3.
Yeah.
Nice. As you guys are going along,
You see it, Judge.
Jan, you hear a very faint come from ahead of you guys. You feel better now than you did a second ago.
Okay.
And then, Desmond, you don't notice anything. You guys are about to turn the corner where the nose of the cave is, and when you do,
Take that back.
you see what looks like a very large red and white curtain, like where the cave entrance should be.
Is it like clean or
It looks kind of clean. It's not like tattered or anything.
is it like dingy?
No, it's pretty well kept.
I smell it.
It smells of raspberries.
Raspberries.
Of course.
Okay.
Why is this so nice?
Raspberries?
Well, I do like raspberries, but
Oh, you mean the cloak?
yeah.
I'm gonna run up to him like it.
Okay. It tastes like cow tongue.
Cooked or uncooked?
I pull it aside.
Cooked or uncooked cow tongue?
Uncooked. Almost wet.
Ugh.
Raspberries. Can I get this aside?
You just kinda. Okay, yeah. You whip it to the side, and on the other side, you see what looks like you. It mirrors your very exact movements.
A wise guy, eh? Alright.
Alright, I'm not using any magic. I swear.
Is he lying?
I mean, you can roll insight, but you haven't noticed anything?
I just said it's
Huh?
strange. There's no reason.
17? I mean, he didn't say any magic words or do a little with his fingers.
That's right.
Him or Zion.
I reach out and I touch the figure.
Your hand feels flat as it touches your hand at the exact same time.
And I thought I remembered that devilish guy's from somewhere.
You
It grabs your
slipping
hand.
recently?
Connor, it grabs your hand and pulls you in.
Oh.
Am I gone?
He's gone.
Thank you, good.
Desmond, roll charisma.
You feel overreacted in that
Really good.
Oh dear.
Felt natural at the moment.
That's gonna be 4.
4?
Yeah.
Cool. So, you're pulled into what appears to be a plane of glass, and then the glass shatters a little bit. And then there's a lot of green and bluish fog kind of swirling all around. And then it amasses into a turned around figure who is extremely muscular
Is it just enough or is it
that then
Never mind.
seems to grow in size, and then you see that from behind their arms cross,
Oh, fuck
and
all
then
kinds of duck.
you see its body turns, but its head is still facing opposite of you. What do?
Are you okay? Like your head? Are you alright?
The head turns around, and It appears to be what you've heard described as Old Iron Face, with this large anvil-shaped head
Oh, Lord.
that then fades away into a bottle of wine that begins to pour, and then suddenly you feel yourself drowning in this purplish liquid. Roll con.
11.
Just okay. Take 2 damage as it starts to kind of fill your lungs, and it burns a little bit. That said, as it kind of all as the world around you kind of comes to, you find yourself like on a dirt, sandy-ish rock, like in nearly pit black. In the distance behind you, you have a very, very faint glow. And Zion and Toes, you look into the dark cave and you see nothing, and then suddenly you see just like a poof of purplish, greenish smoke, and then suddenly just like it's as if a shore just washed up out of the poof of smoke in the middle of this cave and then disappeared. And suddenly Desmond's on the ground in front of you, sputtering for life.
Am I aware of what happened at all? Given that
You have strong deductive reasoning toward one direction.
okay. Oh, what happened?
Don't touch the mirror. Alright, not that way.
You doing good?
Yep, fine.
What happened? I'm just curious. Probably nothing bad, right?
I touched it. I got brought into there, and I don't know where there is or what that was.
As you're looking at Toes and Zion, you see both of their heads start to do the like fast, rapid shaking that you see in like a horror movie, and then suddenly stop.
You know, you disappeared and came back. You might not be the real Desmond. We might have to do a test. See if you're the same one.
Spoken like a true religious leader.
I'm gonna pull my headband down.
Usually we have to check the old heart,
Okay.
maybe dissect an eyeball.
Desmond he pulls a blindfold over his face. Desmond, you hear the two of them are there, like that hasn't changed. And then there's a slight breeze. It seems to go deeper into the cave.
So anyways, let's keep going.
She's blindfolded at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can lead the way.
Alright. I'll just go towards the breeze then.
Okay. You follow the breeze further in.
Thank you.
As you do, Connor, roll perception at advantage.
18.
18?
No.
Alright. As you are stepping forward, you can sense there's a door on the right. Further forward, it seems like the cave kind of twists to the right beyond where the door is on the wall. And then to the left, it looks like there's like a couple of stalactites and stalagmites, and then some kind of a path that leads up.
Have you already been through the caves, or are you going through them? Out of curiosity.
Look out! There it goes!
Can I try the door on the right?
The door on the right?
Yeah. Slowly.
You, as you approach, it's a massive door, bigger than the room, kind of thing. Like, as you approach, you can sense that it's basically like creaked open. So if you wanted to walk right through, you totally could, no problem. You can hear the sound of water on the other side of the door.
Is it the well door?
It's the big well door, yeah.
I hear water. Like a well.
You could look in there. It's like that's where the sharks were. They're not there anymore, though.
Okay. You took care of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Well, I guess we'll just keep going.
Yeah, we can go the other way.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. Do
Guess I'll
you keep going forward and then curve to the right, or do you go left where there's kind of a slight rise in the ground,
Have you
like
been
elevation?
on either side of that?
I think we should go up.
You go up?
Yeah, we heard noises earlier, like a lot of clang.
I don't know. I'm
Maybe-
gonna have to find Warfield at some point anyway, so I'm sure he'll be up around there.
Yeah.
So we'll go up.
Okay.
Right. I'd like to go up.
Cool. What's your guys' marching order?
I'm gonna be last.
Yeah.
And
Me Zion or me To Zion.
Utah Zion. Z is for
We're very
words.
spooked by that.
Spooked by. Sorry.
The mirror.
Yeah. There was a thing in there, and it was like a body. I thought it was Ironhead, and then he pulled something into my mouth, and that hurt like hell. And you
Yeah, I
guys
didn't
were
react at all.
you guys were twitching a lot when I came out, so I'm kind of worried about that.
You hear a faint breeze.
You're like, what?
Twitching a lot when I came out.
You feel a little gassy out of nowhere.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a little bloated.
Alright.
I'm alright. I just feel a bit low.
That was really
Here's the drink you had.
Right on point.
I haven't
Bro,
been-
right there.
You just drank, you told me.
Right. Well, I don't know if that was actually drinking or not really sure what happened there.
I haven't seen you in like what? Several days, weeks, months, and then you see you again.
It's been a
and
couple
now you're-
weeks.
Now you've become an alcoholic who disappears.
Yeah.
You're traveling dimensions to drink alcohol.
Well, I don't think it was alcohol. It was definitely carbonated though.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think you left to go bar hopping. Have you met a big tree? This Grover tree one?
Yeah.
You know who? You know Grover.
I know.
Yeah, you know
What
Grover.
does Rover have to do with any of that? Bartender.
So you do know the
The
bartender?
bartender, of course.
Yeah.
Rover.
Classic. This classic
Man.
alcoholic.
You know him too. Are you an alcoholic?
I stopped by. I slept in the room.
You didn't
Well
have anything with
accommodated.
it. You didn't have
I had a
anything
few
with it.
drinks.
Something that isn't it. Anyways,
And I snuck out
let's
and went to somebody's house.
all right. We'll have the intervention after. We'll have the intervention after. Let's just
Good.
let's just go. Let's just go.
This guy disappears for weeks on end. It's crazy.
I just went through a lot. All right.
Yeah, he went through a lot of alcohol in a very short amount of time.
I didn't drink it out.
You're not convincing me. If I find any open kegs in this building.
Don't worry. If there's any open kegs, I know exactly who drank them.
Yeah.
He
You
burps.
think I'm a Russian?
Desmond burps again, but it sounds like it's two burps at the same time.
Okay, jeez, dude, come on, you bring it.
No, one more. Just one more. I have faith.
I got
Oh,
you.
damn it, Jan.
I can stand in, I mean.
Let's go.
I can do it on, I can do it on command.
Upstairs.
Okay, cool. I had a burp ready.
Anyways.
Just take lead. You're
Yeah,
disgusting.
we're going. Yeah, let's go. Let's keep going.
Anyways, Desmond.
Barney burps.
As you're walking up, you get to the top of this ramp, and you can sense that there's basically a somewhat dead end. One side is kind of rough cave wall, but it's hollow on the other side, while the other part at the end of this is curved and has regular stone bricks, and it seems like there's some kind of a mechanism that holds it in place.
Have you guys been here yet?
You've been here? I have not. We went different ways. We have different information. Yeah, just asking. Yeah.
I was just curious.
Where you gonna seal?
There's a
Have you been
mechanism.
here?
No, not that I know of yet.
All right, we'll
You
see.
can sense that there's some kind of mechanism underneath.
On the way home.
Can I try to feel it?
Just let's hope I don't get stopped.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
There's a
Go
little,
ahead. Go ahead and roll perception at advantage.
there's a little thing somewhere. I'm not sure what it is. That's 7.
Back in
7?
Yeah.
I've already got a chunk out.
You're kind of feeling around, and
They've gotta have
you.
I've already looked, I've already asked.
You're kind of you're touching the wall trying to figure out where something is, and you don't find anything that has any promise with it. Toz and Zion, the two of you see Desmond kind of like feeling the size of the wall, trying to find some kind of like switch or something, maybe.
You doing? Having some trouble standing up there?
No.
Legs doing
Well,
wild. What's going on here?
yes and no on that one. There's something over here. I can like feel it. There's someone kind of switch. Zion, could you? It's small.
Switch your light on.
Sorry, I need your hands. They're small.
And I'll take my staff and just start poking at the wall.
Roll a d20. No mods.
No mods. Okay. 16.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me roll this in my. Okay. You're poking around, and I mean, your staff finds more purchase than it should, but you don't like activate anything. Poke, 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 poke. You're finding more like divots than Desmond is, if that makes sense. Toes, what do you do? While the two of them are stabbing a wall and feeling up a wall.
Turn a light on, maybe? You okay? Get a look around?
Oh, that's an idea. I just pull my blindfold back and cast light.
Okay.
This whole time you've been doing it with a blindfold on. I'm pretty impressed.
Thank you.
Been stumbling around for a while, huh? Get
Hey.
used to that?
Yeah, it's radar.
Right.
Sonar.
I don't know.
As you're looking around, radar is sonar, kind of different.
The words.
Just
Different words.
Sounded like the beginning of the second
So
stanza of
the
Russian national anthem.
the lot of you
Those are the
when
correct notes.
when the area
Just
is
so-
lit, Grayson, shut up. I'm like, I have Connor for one session. Please pay attention.
Sure.
Anyway, so as you guys are kind of looking around, when he casts light, you notice that there's two stones. One is a brick on the right side, and one is like just outcropping on the left side. Both of them are a different kind of gray. Like, it seems more of a matte gray than a natural gray, if that makes sense.
Does it look out of place or odd?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does that look weird to you guys? I know, I'm not exactly in it. Are they still twitching around?
No.
Okay. Does that look weird to you too? Is that just me?
No, it's there. It's like the curtain. It's out of place.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Go
up
ahead,
to
test that.
poke it with my staff.
Okay. You poke it. Which one do you poke?
I'm gonna go for the left.
The left one? Alright, you poke the left one, and it kind of it's kind of hard to move it at first, and then it suddenly just kind of flips a little bit, and then you guys can hear like a very faint kind of
I hope that's a good.
I'm gonna cast
as you guys
I'm gonna lay down
Okay.
while
this is happening.
as you guys are standing there, you notice that the wall on the left starts to kind of shake just a little bit, and then it slowly just kind of
Goes away.
moves in a little bit,
Okay.
and then it rotates, and you see some kind of passage beside you.
Oh, that's what that was.
Alright, everybody get low, crawl through. Trust me. You don't want to get shot in the face.
Can you move your little lights? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, you move it in. It kind of stays at your level, and then it dips down just a little bit, but not a lot. Everybody would be able to kind of like stand, walk through the passage. In fact, it's actually a little bit taller than you guys are.
I'm still crawling.
Okay, cool.
Put my blindfold back.
Okay. As you put your blindfold back on, who's first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll put my hand on the shoulder.
As I'm crawling, you're like, I'm done.
Like right on. Well, I think it shows probably your blood, really.
Yeah. If I'm crawling. And you're blindfolded.
Please,
too.
Yeah. As you guys are crawling through this very large passageway, Toes, you go along and you don't seem to have any trouble. Desmond, roll perception at advantage.
9. Or sorry, 11.
11. Okay, 9-11. As you guys move along, Toes, you kind of continue motioning forward, and then you see a very faint in the distance, and it's purple. Desmond, you don't see this. As you continue scooting along, suddenly you hear a very loud, as you move, it's not in front of you or behind you, it's on you.
Like on top of, like above, or?
Like you move forward and feel a slight sink and hear a,
Oh no. I fall back.
like a push-up?
No.
To fall back?
No, like,
Like a roll
I'm
back?
not crawling. I'm just like literally jump back and like,
Oh,
nope.
okay.
Zion, watch out!
Zion, roll dex to avoid jumping
I
Desmond.
think just freeze. And most things you just. At most things just. Or cast magic missile. Or
I
dancing
got
lights.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Alright,
Nishi.
take a damage as Desmond bumps into you really, really hard. Desmond, you narrowly avoid what appears to be a very large pendulum that kind of swings down from the ceiling near you. It kind of has a very faint, wispy noise as it comes down. Toes, you turn around and you can see this pendulum kind of swing down at a little bit of an angle. It looks like if this is the hallway, it looks like it went at an angle almost to avoid Desmond. And on the back end that you kind of have advantage of, you see a gotcha on it.
Oh boy.
Why don't you activate
Sure
that?
gave me a scare.
I just really wanted to lay on you.
Oh. Ask me that.
That's right. So
I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's just so cute. I just wanted to keep myself back.
I try to hide myself blushing.
What the hell is this? What's a pendulum in a secret passageway that they hid?
Well, they
I
live
wasn't
in
privy to certain information about certain things. I don't know.
Wow.
Probably scary things.
You should watch out for those. That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna just fault you for that.
Yeah, you know what? The crawling thing, it makes sense now. It makes sense now.
Thanks.
I'll give you that. With
If
crawling,
that's the only lesson we learned here, I'll accept
I
it.
get it. It came from you, and that's what I think is important, really.
Right. Not the pendulum, though. That's
No, you didn't do that.
No, of course not.
No. I hope not. That'd be really. I'd totally forget what that was and just. Anyways, secret passage.
Anyway, I think I have like an innate ability to dodge what's coming ahead.
Well, I mean, I just do that as well, as you can see. I, unfortunately,
Well,
for
it's
Zion-
closer for you.
That's true. Just mean, you know, mine are the more delayed than yours.
Listen, I'm gonna run ahead now.
Alright. I'm gonna put my
Hopefully
blindfold.
nothing happens in my wake. I'm gonna get up and sprint down the corridor.
Okay. You get up and just like dead bolt it. Okay. You deadbolt it forward
I'm
and
gonna wink a bunch with both eyes as I run.
Alternating.
Yeah.
as you sprint forward, the ground beneath you like shakes a little bit, and then everywhere that you're stepping seems to have like a solid mass, while everywhere surrounding where you step is like almost crumbling beneath you into like an open area that is now like a pit of lava. So you're like hitting all the like safe spots ahead, and it's starting to light up the room a little bit. Desmond and Zion, the two of you see this as well, as he's kind of going forward, and it like turns the corner a little bit as he just kind of like sprints away like, "Gah!"
I'm gonna try to sprint on the same exact place as he did.
Okay. Roll acrobatics, you're short.
Long legs.
I got 16.
Long legs.
16? Okay. You make it through most of them, and then you turn the corner, and then it looks like it just kind of ends. You see Toes just kind of like ninjutsu almost down the corridor, and then Zion does the same thing along the same path.
It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy! There you go. We'll do the same thing.
Okay,
I
roll
tried.
acrobatics. What'd you get?
Yeah, check the strength one.
6.
I know.
Oh, that's Dex.
I know.
No.
Dex.
Oh yeah.
No, so he went to school.
That will be much better.
Full
I don't know.
My problem.
I'm just curious.
So you jump on the first rock and it starts to crumble beneath you, and then you just barely make it to the second rock, and then it goes ah! And then you begin to fall straight down
Yeah, they're supposed to.
in towards the lava. As you do, what appears to be basically a like, I don't know how best to describe it then, a torrent of rocks that have like been sitting on the surface of the lava shoot out underneath you and basically like throw you against the far wall, and then you bounce off the corner to land just in front of Zion and Toes, miraculously. Take 2 damage.
And that is how it is done.
Dusts himself off.
Ow, that hurt a lot.
I just said follow closely, and then I took off. I don't know why you didn't follow that. So
The
tiefling
3
intuition.
of you roll perceptions.
Do I?
All 3.
Yeah, 13.
No, that's not.
Maybe 14. Let me check. That's 14.
14.
Oh.
Okay.
The ice castle.
6. Nice.
7.
7. All right. While Zion, you're still blushing a little bit. Desmond, you're kind of dusting yourself off. Toes, you hear a very loud crash sound that kind of like shakes the cavern wall a little bit, and you see dust start to settle some, and suddenly there's like a gust of wind that was a little bit ahead of you that just suddenly goes further down the corridor, just in the direction you guys are headed. Desmond and Zion don't seem to notice.
Just look at them, and do I notice that they don't notice?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be like, uh-oh, looks like there might be another trap up ahead. Better follow me. And I'm just gonna like, very like, enthusiastically like start walking down the corridor, and I'll be like, stay close. And then I'm gonna like, walk against the wall and like crouch and like move and like act like it's like it's dangerous. Which
Yeah.
it might be.
You do as such, and the corridor remains the same. Desmond pulls his blindfold on, and the corridor remains largely the same.
Any minute now.
I'm following.
There might be a trap, and then I'm just gonna keep moving.
Okay.
I'm going to try to follow as closely as I can.
Okay.
Do all the movements.
You guys are mimicking Toza's movements, and there doesn't seem to be any like trap or falling rock or pendulum swinging or trap door or string. Nothing. It seems to
have
be a
that
very
feeling you had
regular.
before when you like totally dodged that pendulum and then did that cool thing with a lava pit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's similar.
Sweet ass.
Goodness, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm getting similar instincts. I just think they're delayed.
Go ahead and roll perceptions, all 3 of you again. Desmond at advantage.
13.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So, all 3 of you feel the ground shake a little bit as you hear a very loud boom. Dust kind of settles from above, and you 3 are kind of standing there, not sure what that was. It feels like the whole cave just kind of moved a little bit. Desmond and Zion, you hear a very faint kind of like falling, you hear the thud, and then you hear a very faint kind of like something just fell on the floor on the other side of the wall to your left.
I'm going to go up to the wall and start poking it with my staff.
Okay.
It's sensitive in behind. Nothing,
The
it's not like hollow
two
like
of you,
before.
you believe that it could be hollow.
Just hit it.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like this wall is thinner than the other walls.
It's another false wall, I think.
I didn't notice that.
Well, looks like a real wall to me.
Does it look off like the other one looked? Or innocent? As I remove my blindfold to look at it.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
remove your blindfold and you start looking closer at the wall. In the like top corner of like where it's this thinner rock compared to the thicker surrounding rock, it looks like there's a very small like switch-ish. It's a very large rock, but it has like a track for it to move on. And again, it's a similar situation where it's like a very off gray. It's pretty tall.
Oh.
It's pretty high up.
I see.
Because the corridor is a little bit higher than you are.
Zion, get on my shoulders.
Right.
Well, I get on Desmond's shoulders.
Wait, the two of you are climbing on Desmond's shoulders?
I'm gonna start without asking. I'm just gonna like get
Okay.
over mine.
Maybe not that tall.
Okay.
Not quite that tall, but taller.
Hunched over.
Yeah, basically, Zion, you're on top of Toes' shoulders. When Toes like just kind of like gets on his tiptoes to start climbing on top of Desmond, you're touching the ceiling.
Ma'am!
What do you mean?
What?
I'm up. I'm up.
We crawl on you. We're trying to reach high.
We had this conversation. We have to ask about these things. I already made that mistake.
Stand still!
Just hit the switch.
Hit it. I started hitting that rock.
Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually, and it slides over to the right. And again, very similar situation where rumble, 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 shake, 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 dust settles, and then the wall kind of, and then turns a little bit. On the other side, you see what looks like a decent number of skeletons among like a couple of shelves with random like bottles. It looks like they used to be filled with something, but it's been long gone. It's dried out completely, and what appears to be one of the bottles that fell onto the ground, and a sleeping half-elf who looks kind of familiar, sleeping Azamar covered in metal, and a full elf who is standing in the corner, who has a very faint purplish hue and is going, hello?
It isn't Desmond's old drinking buddy.
This is about
Desmond,
right.
it looks familiar.
Is which one looks
The full elf.
The full elf, that's the...
Well, frankly, all three look familiar to you.
Right now, John and Faye.
I
John,
assume
what the
Faye is
hell?
walking into the wall.
First I tell you to watch Faye, and then you pass out with her?
What? No way.
Is he still unconscious? Or
Yeah,
probably
they're
can't-
both asleep.
He's like, yeah, I like asking loaded questions when people can't answer. We'll go over it.
Why is Faye just walking into the wall?
What?
I think it's a different character, right? Faye's passed out.
Faye's sleeping on the ground, and who you recognize as Orville.
Alright.
Bonk. Bonk.
Wolfie?
Bonk. Bonk.
Raphael?
He's slightly purplish.
Just walk up to him.
Poke, poke, poke.
Hi.
His whole body like spazzes almost in terror and like runs over to the corner and continues to go bonk, bonk, bonk.
Nice calling you, Peter.
Let's try to wake them up. Oh, yes, obviously. It's mine standing.
Yeah, well, that's
Wait,
you got a
where's...
point.
That's...
Yeah, we're a few short.
Where's Genman?
Rip frog.
I'm gonna reach
No one
down,
cares about the
pull
frog.
out some ashes. Yeah, not to be. This is a bag, obviously, but inside the bag is part of me and my.
That's too bad.
Yeah, sorry. It's been a little bit.
That happens. But yeah. Anyways, I gotta work with. Can you try to get them up? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
I hate that. Yeah.
Business first.
You
We'll,
did know.
we'll get there. Yeah. Thank you. Though. Appreciate that.
Speaking of, we'll get there later.
Sharp inhale, exhale.
Anyway, let's try to wake them up. I guess.
About dead people.
Can I try to resuscitate Yawn? See, like,
In what manner?
well, like, is
That's what I want to know.
kind of
Like light pat.
yeah,
away
like,
or
hey,
most,
hey, it's getting a little firmer as I go.
Just a little. Hey, Momo.
He's out cold and he looks a little bit like bruised and battered.
Wait, here.
Actually, both of them look a little bit bruised and battered. Yawn more so. His armor is a little bit dented.
Oh, you're roughing them up.
Well, slumped.
He's tough.
Wait, so how is
He's
that-
tough enough.
So it's Jan and it's Faye that's
Both of you are
So-
unconscious
okay.
and look a little beat up. Yawn
I've
more
got-
so than you.
A little bit
The
of
way you
good.
guys were talking, I was like, are we in a compromising position?
I've got a little bit of good
That's
news.
for some reason.
And a little
That's where it
bit.
always goes.
Did the word
Compromising
Davenport
as an
come out of my mouth?
embarrassing.
Hey, did the word Davenport come out of my mouth?
Yeah, right. Like, was Davenport said at all?
No.
Because I missed last session, I haven't caught up yet, so I was like, wait, I
Are you?
have no idea what's happening right now.
So I've got good news and slightly not as good news. I have with me, in my possession, some healing potions and a cookie.
Oh,
There's a
Get
bit
the
of an
cookie
issue.
right now.
There's a bit of an issue. Some of the potions, I don't know how old they are, and I don't know which. So,
it's not like an expiration date, right?
I don't know. I've never really read. Usually, when I have a healing potion, I use it pretty quickly, so I've never really seen one that.
At all, right?
Yeah, they don't really get old, right? I was kind of confused by how to healing. Anyways, but
That's just one.
do we just pour that in? Maybe just pour that in.
Yeah,
They
little
sure are
size.
cost effective though.
I'm just saying. I don't know what like an expired potion. You know.
Probably just tastes bad. Maybe stomachache.
Can I just pour whatever potion? I don't know.
At random,
Yeah.
roll d4.
I was not smart enough to write down which was like. I was not. There's no way Desmond remembered which was which.
Cool.
2.
Two.
And I poured down Jan's throat.
You pour the second one down Yon's. Okay, let me.
Honest kid.
Not the good.
Honest kid.
When were you?
Yon.
Beyond London.
Yon, I need you to roll a d20.
Okay. No mods?
No mod.
No.
16.
16? Cool. Roll 3d4.
Nice.
Off to a solid freaking start.
1, 4, 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yon, roll 1d4.
4.
4? Nice. Yon, heal for 9 damage.
Sick.
You
Was I
slowly
was I
sputtered
at 1
alive.
before?
What?
I was at 1 before I assumed.
You're at 0.
0? Okay.
I'm always eating expired food from now on.
I guess so. It's alright.
Oh, pretty good.
To be fair,
Well,
I
you
think that was
rolled
the
really well.
gammy one, not the inspired, the expired one. I was a little suspect about who gave me that, but you know.
25% chance that expired food's good for you.
Yeah, you know, well, the other one could be this one looks a little.
Try one.
Yeah, it's a lot darker.
We're gonna,
It's more of a burgundy red than a bright, shiny, high.
Another
I'm
person.
gonna go just into Faye
Alright,
as best I can. Like,
Faye, roll a
Look what we're learning
d6.
here.
D6? Okay.
1d6.
I'm hitting a bottle
And
number.
then Connor, roll 2d6.
2d6.
Slurpee.
6.
6?
11.
Patting on his head.
Yes, what are you doing?
Oh, wait. See.
I'm all awake now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I
Faye,
just realized could have purified that.
heal 15
Wow,
health.
well, you purified food
And
drinking.
you are extremely intoxicated.
Oh.
You're resistant to bludgeoning damage, but you have disadvantage on any wisdom, int, and charisma
While you're
checks.
drunk.
And spells.
What? Why am I drunk?
Weird.
You kind
Don't
of
worry
like
about it.
cough with a really bitter, nasty taste that you just.
It's like
inhale.
pain when you heal with fear.
Does anybody have some water? God, what's happening?
Are you alright?
Am I like acting drunk or like?
Yeah, you're if you want the item's description,
Yeah.
I drunk, I'm think.
Okay.
I drunk, I'm think.
Yep.
I think that.
I'd like some water.
I'm not drunk,
That's
am I?
actually,
Or some.
No, you're not.
Ooh, who
John,
has,
John,
who
you're
has some
fine.
beer? I really want some beer, man. I'm just
Also,
gonna
you
pass
see
all.
Desmond. Both of you see Desmond.
Who?
Desmond,
Yawn!
you've returned for me.
What's?
Yeah.
I'm trying to like figure out who he is.
But I came and hey, here.
Appreciated regardless.
But I didn't even think twice.
Who are you?
Very well.
I'm the what? I'm Desmond.
That
Shot some goblins together, rode some centaurs, good times.
the greedy one.
I don't think I was that. I mean, I'm not. Let's all be honest, numero uno. You know.
I can't.
Don't worry about
Okay, I
Bison.
can't
She's
understand
trying
you
to
when you're
drown
talking that fast.
Like you're trying to drown yourself. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, she's crazy.
You don't remember that.
I have no idea
In
what you're
real life
talking about
and
right
in
now.
character.
I'm just gonna like slap my legs.
3
I
quarters
don't know
of
what
it,
you're talking
and
about.
yes for David.
We'll get to that later.
There's the two
Well,
of you
maybe
who
that
just wake
concept.
up. You see an elf that you don't know who is like a slightly purplish hue.
Who the fuck is that?
So, that's my friend Orphil.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. He used to be a colleague of mine, and he could just be really drunk, like worse than you, maybe.
We have a lot of interventions waiting.
There's a lot of yeah, we got a lot to unpack here. A lot. The
What a
debrief is
therapy
gonna be
in our
thick.
futures.
I'm just nodding absentmindedly, like, oh,
Right.
not understanding anything.
Does anybody know how to deal with a purplish hue on an elf?
Am I purple?
Oh yeah.
Zion and Toes.
Am I purple?
No,
Okay.
neither of you are purple.
Okay.
Zion and Toes, roll perception for me.
So, well,
12? 14? Okay. Zion, you notice that there's a little bit of blood on the wall and dripping down his forehead. Two of you roll insight.
That one.
Nice. Cool. You're not sure why he's purple.
Crush it!
so I'm on 20.
Mod 20? You're pretty sure you know why he's
You don't
purple.
remember much.
I gotta hear that.
Yeah, but yeah,
We got survived.
yeah.
Progress. I am
Anyway,
good
Zion.
man, good season, and
So Zion, you see the elf man is hitting his head hard enough or enough times that he's bleeding. Toes, you're pretty sure why it's purple.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, here, I know how to handle this. I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders and like fling him into the group.
You go to grab him by the shoulders and you feel a sharp cold pain as you like touch them, and his head just like turns all the way around a couple times.
Oh.
And then he goes back to
I don't remember being able to do that
hitting his
before.
head.
And I've seen all of his tricks. Later.
Yeah, here, why doesn't someone else try something?
I don't think touching him has worked so far, and usually that works, so I'm a bit at a loss here.
Touch the light.
what is his name?
Orphel.
Not
Or
in that
fell.
way, it's not.
I just call him Orphe, but probably shouldn't call him Orphe.
It's in a natural way.
Gold Toes! Full name. What's your last name? Is it
Say it.
really Toes?
Tell you later, Finn. You drunk? You don't remember?
So, what exactly were you guys doing here, y'all? Despair? Right.
Yeah, it's,
Right.
I have been
Yeah.
unconscious for how long now?
Oh, wow, you're awake for a little bit.
Oh.
You remember that when you're shining that light in those sharks?
Are there just still empty bottles on the ground? Right?
Yeah, like glass vials kind of
Mhm.
thing. But none of them are broken. The ones that are on the ground, and then there's
Dear,
a
my
couple
memory
of
is lapsed.
empty glass
I'm
bottles.
just gonna be sitting cross-legged on the floor.
Are they all the same glass bottle or different varying kinds?
Different shapes and sizes, but for the most part, vials. They look very
Still
similar to
alive?
potions,
Still
but
alive?
nothing in them.
No residue at all. They smell funny.
Looking
Yeah,
closer
I
at some of them, it looks like there's a little bit of residue, like the liquid might have just evaporated with time.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah, I
this
remember
is
that.
an
Don't know why
old,
that's last.
old
Just
iron.
they're not fresh.
I'm just gonna let her die next time.
So does anybody know what's up with you? Yeah.
Yeah, why are you hanging out with us?
He's weird.
Yeah. How did you fuck? Did you fuck? Do you remember him from before at all, or did you just wake up?
Both?
Here we
I
are.
know, I haven't.
Yeah.
No,
No.
never seen him before.
Listen, he's clearly hurting himself.
Yeah.
Toes,
Maybe another
Do I
potion.
know this man?
Ah,
No, we don't know this man. We haven't heard of him.
I do have a cookie.
Right. Cookies are usually good.
Orfel. Cookie.
Come get a.
Maybe if I put the cookie in front of him.
I'm gonna like start reaching
Front
up
of
to
the
Jan to like get him to pick me up because I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor, and I'm just like gonna stumble up real fast, just like holding onto your shoulder, like just kind of swaying in place. Be like, Zion, give me your staff.
Maybe
Mine's
blink
mine.
some lights in front of the eyes.
Please?
Cookie.
What
I
do
got
you
some
need
water?
it for?
I have an idea.
Aha. Cool, you have an idea. I have a staff.
Zion,
Can I?
I have this cookie. And you have a staff.
Ah!
Don't tell.
I know when the devil's tempting me. I trade it.
Can I? Thank you. So I take the staff and I'm just gonna kind of like put it in.
The hitting against the wall is slowing down a little bit, but it's still going.
I'm gonna. So I have Zion's staff now, and I'm like holding on to Jan's shoulder because apparently I can't stand up straight.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like
Oh,
slowly like
that's
walk
sensitive.
towards the guy hitting his head on the wall, and I'm gonna like stick the staff in between him and the wall and like pull.
To like separate them.
Yeah, as best I can in
Oh,
my,
he's
in
put
my
him in a
state.
Did you see how well touching him at all
Roll a
worked?
d20.
You're right.
It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be hilarious. Let's see what I
Wildly inappropriate.
I mean, hey, it's a plan.
Right, even when I'm drunk, I'm smart.
Oh.
Oh, oh shit. 17.
17?
17.
Cool. So you manage to touch him with only the staff, and as you do, you feel you feel like his mass is pushing against you much harder than you're able to kind of like try to pull him away with the stick.
Can I get some help over here?
I'm gonna run over and pull on one side.
I'm gonna eat my cookie.
That's an idea. I can't.
Twiggy?
What's your health?
13.
Out of
14.
14? Okay, cool. Well, it's full now. 13 out of 14, you're now at 14. Rip cookie.
Can you help me lift this?
Yeah.
As you're chewing, you people that are looking at Zion can see his mouth like glow a little bit red as he's eating the chocolate chips.
Why does everything carry strength?
Crossed out the micro.
What have you been up to?
Huh?
Fighting unawares to feed your friends?
Well, it was more of a, I needed a lot of stuff and I needed some healing and that's what I got. It's not always the best picking. I just took it from a case and I was like, well, we were raiding. We won, there was a camp and I don't really, it's not mine. I just,
Fighting cool things without us?
no, just people really.
Humans?
Usual. Yeah, I'm mercenary, so you know,
Oh,
spider the
yeah, sorry.
humans usually.
In a minute.
Orcs here, there, you know,
Yeah.
goblins. But yeah, just been solving some stuff for
Cool.
this company.
I'll make you drink it.
Well, we'll catch up. I'm gonna try to peel this
Yeah,
guy off the wall.
I was gonna say let's keep with the peeling off.
Okay, so who's all grabbing Zion's staff? Giggity.
I'm on it.
Full straights. And
I
Faye, disadvantage.
Strong.
I know.
say Redmond.
Man.
I'm gonna need a hand here.
Got a 5.
Well, I'm not much help. I got a 5 as well.
This comes out right.
Best.
No, we're a great team.
Well, you're drunk.
As you
so
guys-
there's
I
no
know.
excuse.
As you guys are standing there, you hear Desmond say, whatever you just said.
Redmond? And?
That's my favorite sound.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I need a hand here.
Redmond? A hand?
And basically, like, out of his shoulder pops out a small, bright blue, glowing weasel.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Whoa!
I'm gonna like follow
He
away.
grabs,
Good
on the,
heavens.
he grabs the staff, too,
He's gonna use a hard action.
yeah,
Oh.
to try to help.
Yeah. Good.
Full action, you just get advantage.
You have a weasel
Yeah.
friend?
Little ghost weasel.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
That's cool as
Minus
shit.
20. Alright, what'd you get?
5.
Cool. 5 as well. Cool. So it's angled now.
No.
Instead of it just being a stick in front of it, you kind of like pry him off a little bit. You can see him like thump one hard last time, and then he like falls backwards onto the ground. Looking at his head, it looks like he was starting to get to the skull.
Oh.
And there is a good, massive amount of blood that's kind of like
None of you have healing
falling
magic,
on his
right?
face.
I can do healing.
Healing?
Yeah.
No, you
I
can
should
heal
hope-
people?
I should hope 3 of you could.
Wait,
Repeat.
hold on, let me try something first.
Hey, if you, yeah,
Just to have an
before we-
idea. I'm just
absolutely.
gonna like whisper. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, ghost friend, you stop the pranks now. This is like just like trying to help this guy out. I don't know if you're actually just saying,
There's no response.
I'm just gonna pat him on the
All right, healing magic seems like the next best option.
I hate to be that guy.
You pat Orthel on the head.
Mm-hmm. Just avoiding the blood a little bit. Just pat,
You
pat.
go to pat him on the head, and you feel a cold, sharp pain in your hand.
Cool. I'm just gonna be like, ow. And just turn away.
He's not dead.
I don't think we should really touch him either, to be honest.
Like a plague around here, you think?
Well, apparently touching him's not very good.
Yeah, it hurts a little
What should we
bit.
do with him?
So, it's not a good time.
Do you have some rope? I mean, I guess we just,
Time up.
I was gonna say we just hold by him and drag him around, I guess. That's usually what I do.
With Orville?
Yeah.
In the past?
Yeah.
Is this familiar then?
You remember how
Is
you
it
thought
strength
I
or
was an
wisdom?
alcoholic?
Okay.
Let me show you an
For
alcoholic.
disadvantage.
Right, this guy.
Maybe drink some expired stuff. I don't
Since
know.
you're drunk.
Well, usually that works better.
Wisdom,
That's true, it doesn't
charisma,
work.
intelligence.
Maybe drink
All
some really
those are
new
disadvantage.
stuff.
That's the problem. That's
That's probably what it is. Just fresh out of the barrel.
maybe it was just a finely aged healing potion. Maybe I was a fool the whole time for never aging my potion.
Maybe he just needs some fresh air. Maybe we'll tie him up. We'll get him somewhere.
I'm gonna take some of the rope out of my
Get
bag.
him some water.
I'll tie him.
I don't know why.
Or
I'm
some
gonna tie his
beer.
hands up and tie his feet up, and I'm gonna tie
Beer.
around that to me. So I can
Beer there.
Okay.
So we bind the
I'm
hands.
sorry, I'm
bind-
acting drunk.
Yeah.
This is
Around
literally
the
what I'm
idea
like when
that I
I'm drunk.
do
I'm like a
get it.
child. So I was like, phase a child too.
He's so
Avoid it if I can.
It'd be more authentic when I
Okay,
was
roll,
actually drunk.
roll sleight of hand with disadvantage.
But I have to drive home to miss my stepdad's bar.
That they had him on, like straight out of his own fur.
Yeah, I don't know.
So his like
Tell me.
his throat hurt when he actually woke up.
What did you name him?
I have some weird red vibes.
16.
I don't
16?
know what's in it,
Okay.
but it's red.
Desmond pulls out some rope and very cautiously he's able to kind of like maneuver it around him or like put it on the other side and kind of like shuffle it in so that he's not actually touching Orifel as he ties him up to kind of be dragged.
When they're covered in vomit, you know, you gotta.
Yeah, true. You don't want to touch him.
It does take a minute for that to kind of all transpire. But yeah.
How far back did you go?
Alright, well, I got what I need.
You want to help us find the rest of the group, or are you
Yeah.
just going to drag him out of here?
No, well, I'm gonna have to keep dragging him, but.
Do we want to take him outside and come back in, or do we want to just keep him
That's
with
a
us?
I think we just keep it with me the best I can. Until I find somewhere I can stash him that's not full of stones.
Good point. Yeah, and secret doors.
Yeah, I'm mostly just worried about his head now. That's gonna be
Rather important.
Yeah.
We should cover. That's what you're supposed to do.
Do what? Cover the wound? Do you have like a napkin?
I mean, I still have pieces of a tapestry.
Oh, yeah, let's use the old tapestry.
Just rinse it out with a little bit of water first. It's old. It's probably just
I'm trying to hear that. And I can't.
get some alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know if dust is gonna matter.
Hey, Desmond, do you got some alcohol? Because
Wow,
you
more
can
alcohol.
I don't want to be more drunk.
Or
Just a little bit.
alcohol.
Just sanitize the tapestry.
If you were to guess, probably.
You gonna drink hand sanitizer?
And I once again
Yes.
try to trickily maneuver
It's
myself
alcohol.
into his pocket without actually touching him.
Yes.
You
So
could.
I don't know what that is, but yes.
Sleight of hand, disadvantage. Redmond stares at you and cheers you on.
Can I get my boy to does that boost my health? Do I feel refreshed?
He's kind of like looking at you and then pointing his nose at you and then wherever you're trying to go and just kind of like is watching.
Can he help action me to get rid of the disadvantage?
Sure.
9.
9. Well, with advantage.
Well, the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, with advantage.
Check. 5. Or no, 9. Sorry.
So it's still 9.
Yeah.
Well, turns out it's a lot easier to grab something without touching someone when you have a ghost ferret.
Fair.
Ghost spirit.
Redmond.
Good little boy.
Yes.
You see him stand on his back legs like he's waiting for a treat.
Just give him little cookie crumbs and then
Okay.
Good boy. Alcohol.
He spins in a circle.
Alcohol.
Happily.
What does the bottle look like? Just like a beer bottle? Or like a big bottle?
It's like a small flask.
Okay, I'm just
Very
gonna
small.
Just open it. Just
Oh.
a swig real fast. And then I'm just gonna take out my tapestry and just kind of pour a little bit on it.
I'm gonna take out my notepad and write down all the names of everyone I think is alcoholic. Write down Desmond, Faye, Bill.
Feel free. Do you have a notepad? You should actually write that down because that'd be really funny.
Here, I have a notepad.
Mostly I'm thinking of Barley Bone Spouts notes because that shit's fun.
Here you go. I even have a pencil and everything. I have 2 notebooks in here.
So what do you guys do? You're all in this room that with
Yeah.
a good number of skeletons, a hogtied Orifel, who you have successfully bound and looted.
Well, I guess we're good here. So let's go find everybody else. Because we are missing
3, 2.
and more or less.
Yes, the frogman.
Oh,
Frog
Slightly!
thing.
Yeah.
Where's the blue one?
Slightly!
Blue one
Slight nose crinkle in there.
I think she's blue.
and Twiggy.
The drunk one keeps mentioning a blue one.
Blue.
Who is blue?
Is she blue? I don't
Is-
remember
is
what she looks
Twiggy-
like.
Anyways, is there,
No.
we're just in a closed off room?
I don't remember what color she is.
Yeah, with just the one kind of hidden door that you found.
There's no, like, doesn't seem to be an exit around other than that.
Not in here, no.
We'll upward and onward, then I guess.
Just put a little mark on it.
Books.
Just turn.
Desmond leaves the room.
Grab Orifel.
Redmond is making sure that Orifel's head does not hit the ground. The little weasel.
Keep going the way I was
Very
going.
cute.
Okay, so you kind of progress further down the corridor. As Desmond, you do, it seems to turn to the right a little bit. Okay.
I'm gonna turn around and pull it back up. Hello? Guys? Hello?
You guys hear Desmond's voice echo down the corridor as he's left.
All right, I know I ditched you, but I'm really sorry, but
We'll be on our way.
all right.
Marco!
Probably take lead, see how you're dragging somebody
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, well, I did. I thought you guys were behind me.
Yeah, blindfolds.
I can hear you.
I'm on my way.
All
I
right.
guess I'll follow behind.
Okay.
In a hurry.
So as you managed to catch up to Desmond,
Sorry about leaving you. Are you leaving me?
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
Faye and Jan are slapping each other. Oh, they're not with you. They're slapping each other.
Yeah, we're just entertaining
That's-
ourselves
yeah.
all the way in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I
Are you following along?
Yeah.
Did you
We're-
say so?
Nope.
Okay. So you're slapping each other. Both of you take 3 damage.
No, 3?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't assume that you're following along unless you say as such.
Okay, everybody, get down here.
Because otherwise you're left behind.
These are tricky corridors
Damn it.
with strange traps that only I seem to know about.
Zion, what are you doing?
Did you say that out loud? And how do you? Did I hear
Watching
you?
them slap each other. Debating if I want to step in and stop.
They've started hurting each other.
I'm still gonna watch.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So like, how's that 2 or 3 weeks been there, Toast?
We had the one death.
Not bad.
Not
and
bad.
it's alright. I passed out a few times.
Did it?
Good shot in the head.
No, they don't follow. They're slapping each other.
Almost lost the tail.
Because they don't say as such.
Saved probably 2 billion lives.
That's nice.
Just you know how days work.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you know how it is.
My grandma gave you a cookie.
The priest to say one prayer, you know, salvation, all that stuff.
They're alright.
Back there?
Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah, I'll go get him. I'm just gonna.
I'll come with. I just drop more.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna slap
Red
it
Hood.
out one time and then start going with
I'm gonna peek in front of the door and be like,
Slap me one last
Redmond
time.
very
Yep.
gingerly
One
and
last time.
cautiously puts his head down and then skitters behind. He does the little the whatever I'm trying to think of, where like all 4 legs are moving at the same time.
Like gallop, I guess.
Kind of, yeah.
Bounding.
It's a gallop. Yeah, bound. That's a better word.
Nice. He'll be in front of the doorway. Like, guys, have fun.
Just gonna start skipping over to you. as best I
Zion,
can.
Faye, and Jan. Yeah, you see toes in the door.
Keep track.
It's so good.
Keep track. Keep track. See, I'm thinking of the traps again. There's a lot of traps. That's what I'm getting at. Keep track of each other. We gotta move together as a team here. You watch Faye, she's drunk. You save her when she tries to drown. Zion, just follow closely. Keep some lights on. You know what's up.
I keep casting dancing lights.
I was possessed, I know that part. I was possessed in
I really
the
can't recognize it being used.
Very good.
Gotta do.
Very good.
But yeah, I'm just gonna start like kinda like walking sideways a little bit. And then try and go straight again. As I'm like walking to you.
Looks like they're I'm ushering them out the door.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Back to the body. Or
Okay. You guys get back
Or
to the unconscious Orifel. And it's, you kind of turn a corner to get to him, and then it seems to have reached some kind of a dead end. It looks like on the wall there appears to be a couple like mechanisms there, and what looks like a small pulley and lever.
So Orpheus not there?
Orfel is there.
Oh.
It's just you turn the corner, and then there's him, and then there's what you see beyond him, which is just kind of a dead end with like gears that are kind of half in the wall, half not.
I think we have to go up. Just gotta point to the gears.
Do you sense anything there, Toes?
I thought I was for a while there. I think I lost it.
All 5 of you roll perception. Faye at disadvantage because you're drunk.
Yeah, I know.
Also roll con.
Also,
Oh, hey. For perception, okay, not bad. And then con, that's a little worse.
What'd you get?
5.
5 for con?
Yeah.
What's your perception?
18.
Cool.
Got a 5 for perception and then a
18?
Yeah, actually, it's 18. Yeah, this is the opposite. 18 for cop.
Oh, only Faye needed
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
only me,
okay.
because I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
So 5 for perception.
Yeah.
10.
Desmond?
Sorry. 13.
14s? Okay. Toes, you're kind of looking at the gears and a little bit of Orville to check if he's alright. The 4 of you guys, though, you notice the ground shakes a little bit and some dust starts to settle as you hear a very loud it's, for Desmond and Zion, it's louder than it was before.
What was that?
It's another thing. We found a few. Just a
What?
passage.
Oh.
What?
A thing?
Yeah. Well, that's how we found
Did
you.
you make a passage?
No,
Oh, that'd
I
be
found
so
one.
cool though.
I'm not that good yet.
Damn it.
I'm gonna have to ask Toes on that one.
Well, that's fine. I don't care about that.
I don't even know what she was talking about.
Oh, how we made the. They were asking if I made
Oh.
the passage. I was like, I can't really do that on
That's
that. That might be a Toes development thing.
Yeah.
That's
Just looking
fine.
at these gears.
They're nice gears, Toast. They're nice gears.
Mm.
How you guys do?
Alcoholics and gearheads. Yeah. Anyways.
Can we get a few passage? Bunch of troops.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I mean, if you were to assume there's a lever, you're not sure
There was
where
a
that goes up or
pulley.
down.
The pulley go to some
Two.
Kind of like through a crack in the wall and then off and away, but where the pulley goes off towards, you can see that there's gears that kind of are connected to the one that's like sticking out most prominently on this side of the wall. If that makes sense?
Can I spin the gears, or are they like hidden in place?
They're pretty sizable and solid. And then the pulley attached to the lever.
Oh, can we grab the lever?
Do
I'm gonna
you
keep
pull or
trying
do
to
you
get out of
push up?
this.
Pull down or push up on the
Pull or
lever?
push?
You were push.
Push.
I'll try push.
Up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Push down.
You push up and you see the string on the pulley loosen, and suddenly the gears start to whir into motion a second later, and suddenly you can see them turning for a few seconds when eventually the wall kind of scoots back a sec, and then it begins to rotate, and the string for the pulley kind of goes up and over the top of the door now, and the wall kind of sets down and then pushes out and then towards the right in front of you. Just on the other side, you see what looks like, if you step through the doorway, you can see what appears to be a stairway that kind of goes in front of you and then up to the right, and it seems to curve.
Junkies. Door.
Junk.
Batman.
Just coining something there.
Just start rolling
Right.
Orville.
Junkies?
Alright.
You show some junkies.
Junkies.
Desmond's dragging Orville up the stairs.
I'm
But
just gonna
with
skip
the
along.
ferret just kind of
Strong ass ferret.
I'll just kind of
Skip along.
well, he's only
barely
holding a
behind.
head,
Just
which
skip,
helps.
Well,
Skip
they said
along.
we have to go up and
Still way more than the
glad to believe
if it's a normal ferret.
Okay, so you guys continue up the stairwell.
I want to play like little games where I'm like hopping over to you and then like stopping.
Zion, what are you doing?
He doesn't care.
I'm gonna follow them.
Okay.
Thing. Who is Faye the second in the last in the group, or?
I'm the second one after Desmond.
I guess I'll be like right behind.
Let me jot this down then.
Whoever goes next.
So first in line is Desmond.
Dragging.
Technically Orville and then red.
Dragging Chlorophyll.
Desmond, Orfel by proxy.
And then.
Okay. Second is
Your
Disney
second.
phase.
Faye.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
skipping along, playing weird games
Fizzy.
up the stairs.
Okay. After Faye.
me, and then Zion,
And then he yawned.
and Chef Yon.
Yawn. Yawn.
Toes. Zion.
Phaser.
Yes.
Favors?
Your favors, dude.
Such your favors to stuff.
All right.
Party favors. Party baggers.
The lot of you kind of follow the stairwell along, and eventually, Desmond, roll perception disadvantage.
18.
18. All right. As you're stepping along, eventually you feel you know, 1 foot after the other, kind of dragging Orpho behind, and then suddenly you feel as you set your foot down, it sinks a second, and then just in front of you, you see a large stone wall made with bricks this time, not cavern edges, start to kind of shift and settle, and then begin to rise. Slaker,
Yes.
in front of you, you see the doorway into the hall. What do you do? Behind you, you hear the very loud noise, and then you hear what sounds like a little bit of fire, but it doesn't sound like it hits anything.
I take a hand axe and shove it in so that it's part way in and part way out. Wait, where's the iron thing? The big-
Behind you, because you're running away.
Is he? I thought I was under the
Iron
stairs
Fist?
hiding.
You were in a rage and were booking it to the hall.
Oh, yes, yes, I was behind the thing. And he's between me and the door?
Him, Spiart, the dragon, you, door to hall.
And the doors...
And you were sprinting towards the doors.
Which door's opening? The secret one? The second bathroom?
It's not connected to what you're doing.
Which door's opening?
None for you right now. We're cutting to you. Transition.
Oh, I thought you were saying a door was opening.
Yeah.
I'm saying you look forward and there's the door to the hall, is what I said.
Oh.
Because that's where you were booking.
Okay. Yeah.
Resume from last session. So,
Can the monster
Spiart
see
was
me
back here.
around the stairs? I guess it's
Yeah.
over the stairs. So.
well, especially since you stabbed it and then started running. That also doesn't help. So it knows where you are, and then Spiart's in between the two of
And
you.
it's my turn for a full action?
And it's your turn.
I want to run out to the hall.
Alright, dash or...
I'm going to use my dash.
Okay. Alright, you manage to book it out into the hall. And then there's a bunch of doors every which way. And there's the cruise marker. Okay. So you're right here.
Is that as far as I can get?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. You're a little bit more towards the middle of the hall.
What's that like little divot thing between the bathrooms? Yeah.
That's a table, like an end table.
Yeah, can I hide under the table?
Under it?
Yeah.
It's not very big. Like, think like a nightstand, if that makes
Okay,
sense.
bathroom side of it. I'm just gonna hide.
Just on the other side of it. Okay, so you're making your way that way. Okay.
I can't hide
Spiart.
on the other side of it. There's not enough movement for that.
Not quite. You can make it just to the end of it, and then
Okay,
next
how far
turn you
can I make it to the stairs?
You would make it halfway.
And if I didn't dash, I wouldn't make it out of the room. I
Yes.
just don't have any scale in my mind, so like I don't know
Yeah.
how big everything is.
It's
Okay.
big. It's very large.
Yes, I understand.
Large and mansionous.
Um,
It's mostly because most of your movement is getting it to and through the door, if that makes sense.
How much movement does it take to go through an open door?
Well, it's just the distance that you were at. That's the thing, because you're going around boxes to get over towards the door because they're stacked pretty high and you're raging. That's more to do with rather than like thinking about building or something. I don't know.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
can I change my mind then?
What do you
Now
wanna
that I know
do?
how big the room is. Can I stay in the other room
Stay in the storage
and
room
retract my dash?
and
Close to the door as I can and hold an action.
alright. for holding the action, what are you readying for?
When the thing charges at me,
Okay.
The
and it's
secret slime.
close, I will. Whoop-hoo!
Oh no.
Okay. You can
Before
make it there.
gets a chance to
Oh,
attack me.
yes.
That's fine.
So you're just ready to smack it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball.
Cool. Following that, roll perception. Roll for spirit. That's not bad.
16.
Roll for thing. More importantly. That's really good for a thing. Alright, what'd you get?
16.
16? Cool. So, kind of over the edge of the large crates in front of you, you see Spiart get, I don't know what other way to say it than, body slammed and chucked through the opposite side of the room.
Oh, great.
So he hits the wall behind you and passes out because he had 1 hit point left anyway. So he goes smack into this. It's like a pillar in the middle of the room. It's very large size.
Nice.
And yeah, that's what happens with that. That said, Big Scary moves forward just a little bit, and that wall that you kept trying to open is opening. And it goes like this, up. Which makes sense, because you kept trying to smack it to like push it open, but it rises vertically. On the other side, you see like a maybe familiar human, but there's also like a really big guy in between, and it's kind of hard to see over the crates and past Big Macho with an iron face. What do you do?
Can I see the room again?
He's like there. Iron faces.
And the door's opening.
This door's there, and then this is starting to open up. And you see like a vaguely human-ish figure. It looks relatively familiar, but you can't get like enough of a glimpse at it.
Do I have enough movement to dash into the hall and then into the bathroom?
Not this turn, but you could next turn. It took its action to smack him into the wall. So you would lose your readied action, but you could book it.
But I can't make it all the way to. Not
can
that
make
way.
it
I need
here.
to go out and around.
You can make it to the other side of that table for sure. You'd only like just make it in the door, if that makes sense.
That's all I need. Just into the door.
Okay. So you book it out of the room, and just to the other side, towards the bathroom. Perfect. Desmond, you notice what appears to be a very large hulking mass with an anvil-shaped head of sorts smack into what appears to be a fairly brutish dragonborn, and he goes flying across the room. And then you hear it roar a little bit. You see the door on the far side of the room that kind of exits the room, just like swing in the distance, and big hulking mass. As far as the room goes, this is what you're kind of seeing. You're over here, big hulking mass is here, and it's charging this way.
Can I
I just need to like plant
I
that.
can't magic missile to charge me.
I mean, I know some really good.
can't cast magic missile. I cast magic missile at the iron guy.
I don't find them at like
Yeah.
Walmart, basically. Where they're
Okay.
really-
Chino.
I don't
Where
know.
is?
I can't remember what they're called, but they're pretty popular.
Are you moving in the room to
If-
do that?
Yeah, if need be.
Okay.
But I had a roommate who was allergic to like everything, and so she ate those all the time.
I need to be within 120 feet of him.
Yeah. You would be able to. It's just a matter of line of sighting it.
Yes, as you see fit to get the most direct path for least movement. You can
You would
use as much
need
as you need.
all of your
Yeah.
movement
Cool,
to
cool, cool.
get to the other side of Big Crate.
However much is necessary to get line of sight.
Where's my abilities? Oh, my magic is over here. Like noises. Alright.
Same.
So, big scare. The lot of you hear a very loud thunk crash, and then you see Desmond book it into the room.
Oh boy.
And there you go. There we go. So here's where you are. So you're kind of in the center of the room on the other side of the barrels, and you see the large hulking mass is here, and it looks like he's going to be chasing something or someone through the door in the hall because it's kind of swaying in the wind a little bit. And then you cast magic missile? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll.
3.
So 9 in total.
9 damage.
Force.
Yep. Yep. Cool. So, following that, the lot of you guys, general initiative starts. Who's going?
General
Between
initiative?
Zion, Toes, Faye, and Yon.
I got 11.
No, like, go.
Oh, just okay.
Who's doing what? All of you see Desmond book into the room.
I'm running up with them.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow.
You chase after?
Yep.
Okay.
Toe, I should do the same.
Yon, you follow after, and then are you just standing behind him, or what?
Yeah, running behind him.
'Kay.
I mean, he's got a head start on me.
Okay. Do you want to dash to catch up behind him? Because you could be right next to him, but behind him,
Sure.
With no action.
Yeah.
with no action. Yep.
So far, I don't need one. I hope I don't.
Okay, that's what you do.
I will do the same. I'll catch it behind him. Yeah, does that take up both of my action? Like, do I have an action after that, or?
No, you would have to dash to follow, because you and Yon were middle to back. The only one that wouldn't have to dash to catch up would be Faye,
If I
who's also drunk.
if I recognize
Hell yeah.
the monster, I'm going to use mirror image.
You do not recognize it,
Okay.
but you recognize what you've heard about it.
Should I be threatened?
Yeah,
I'm going to use mirror image.
you recognize this as Iron Face.
Oh shit. I'm going to turn into form.
Okay, so you move in as far as you can and cast Mirror Image. Okay,
I create so many clones of myself.
next two.
I'm going to run straight behind Toes. Like,
Straight behind Toes.
yeah, straight behind Toes.
Okay. And stay there.
Yeah, stay there.
I will get into a light jog.
And go behind Zion. Just a light jog. So I'm pretty sure that's
Alright,
all
so
I'm
you let
capable
everyone
of.
else pass you as you
I think
just
that's
kind
all
of-
that I'm really capable of right now.
Okay.
If I go any faster, I will definitely trip.
You pass what looks like a bunch of spilt wine on the ground and a big wine barrel.
I'm gonna go towards the wine barrel.
Alright, towards the wine barrel. Open or not open? The
Uh,
one that's open has the spilt contents on the floor around it.
I'll go for the non-open because I don't trust the open
Okay, cool. So,
contaminants.
so Faye walks in and starts doing that. The four of you are over here, and Desmond does that, and how much does it care? It cares about Slicker more. It charges through the door
Sorry.
and out and away. Slaker,
Yeah.
you're in the bathroom.
The real bathroom?
Yeah, the real bathroom, not the fake, not
Going
the
into
second
the
bathroom.
Connor, have you been watching the streets?
You fall for the old second bathroom trick. I did watch the last stream. Or I rewatched the last stream with Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Context.
Have you been
Some
keeping up, though?
context.
Not really.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Alright.
No
So-
highlight reel.
Not really.
So
I
Slaker.
just want to read my notes. That's the highlight.
It
Yeah.
really is.
So Slaker, you have made it into the bathroom. You see what appears to be a very large broken crate and an unconscious Twiggy.
Yeah, is there any place to hide?
So, as far as things go, there's a very large cupboard, a few stalls, and chairs and tables on the far end.
Where's Twiggy?
You have just made it here. Twiggy's right here. So you can make it to this stall, or you can make it to this cupboard, and then I'll make you roll slide pan to see how fast you're able to door, because Frog is not used to
Able to door.
per
So
se.
I don't suppose I can
Yep.
make it to the
No.
cupboard and pull Twiggy in with me.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then I'll go to the cupboard near Twiggy and I'll roll sleight of hand.
Okay. Let's see what it is.
Oh.
Oh boy.
This was a mistake. There's too much ketchup now.
4.
4?
4.
You make it to the door handle.
I didn't dash, did I?
I'm saying you did to get there.
Okay.
So basically you like make it to the handle and then you go to like grab it and then you pull it too hard and the handle comes off and you're like you're trying to like.
If that happens, I would just drop down and play dead next to Twiggy.
Okay. Interesting.
And then as soon as I hear the giant thing, I would hold my breath.
Okay. Alright, I'll take it. Big Scary walked out. That's his turn real quick, so. Big Scary.
Hopefully he doesn't have a lot of intelligence.
Big Scary runs into the room, huffing and puffing. Looks left, looks right. Turns around a little bit, sees Twiggy, sees you, sees Door, books it to the guest room. Yes! And is gone. Alright, you guys, you just saw Iron Face, and he ran out of the room very, very fast and very angrily.
That's what I thought.
I'm killing it all by myself. I just want you to know.
We got the leg up on it. It's the first time ever in history.
Alright, let's get it.
I swear.
Let's go.
Plus, there's 4 of me now. I feel like I have to.
You follow it? Yeah, I was gonna say it.
It's too big of a timer.
I'm gonna run
I need
into
a
the
smaller
room.
timer.
You need a tea timer.
Yeah.
Follow toes.
Into the next room.
Can I have more mic?
There's only a little bit left, so if you want the rest, you can have the
Does
rest.
anyone mind if I finish off?
I just have one.
But Grayson has eaten almost all of mine.
No.
So who's going where and what and why?
Running into the room.
I'm following toes to chase Iron Face.
Also, all of my clones.
To chase Iron Face?
Huh?
Don't want to rot my teeth out completely.
Alright.
I do.
So, Desmond, are you sprinting out of the room?
Huh?
You can dash action to make it into the hall.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as far in there as I can.
Okay.
And that's fine. Close my action.
Okay. So you dash into the hall.
I think Toes was technically going before me. Unless we're still in initiative.
Either way.
When you're done.
Alright. Toes, you were following him.
Yeah, either way.
You can dash and you're just inside of the door, but you're still in the storage room. If that makes sense? So you're like there.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll
For
run with all my
context.
images.
Okay. Your images are in relative same distance with you. Following that, the other 3, what are you guys doing? You are as follows.
Oh.
Desmond ran out, Toes ran here. There's an unconscious dragonborn, and then there's the 3 of you. What do you do?
I want to try and open the wine barrel.
Okay. Roll strength.
I'm going to go over to the unconscious dragonborn and try
Okay.
to revive him.
You can make it about like halfway to him, but you're not able to do anything yet. You're just over in his vicinity.
Okay.
Okay.
That was an 18.
18. Eventually, you're able to kind of maneuver a knife in there to kind of grab the cork and then.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yawn.
I see you're doing that?
Roll perception. Disadvantage because you're yawn.
Okay.
That was so accurate.
You have until. By the way, each round is going to be this timer, this hourglass.
I can't
So.
see that.
Full hour.
Act
15.
quickly. I can now. 15? Okay. Yeah, you see Faye.
I'm gonna pull her up. I'm like, hey, we got something to do.
The wine!
You can.
There's plenty
you
of
can
wine to be
get
had
her.
later.
Plenty of wine.
Maybe wine later, yeah.
Okay. Jan, you walk over to Faye and you're trying to get her to not
Yeah.
whine.
Not wine.
That's me. Tinker.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
My grandpa's
Cool.
98. Great
So,
grandpa.
Wow.
following that.
His first name was
Big
just my
scare.
middle name and my dad's first name.
That's cool.
Runs back into the room for you. Runs back into the room.
Did I not get a chance to? Okay.
Good job.
I'm just saying he goes and comes back. Your turn.
Oh, that's not cool.
What?
Huh.
I just put you in line with everybody else's initiative. Is what I did there.
I'm just gonna stay dead.
Okay. Roll.
That's what she does.
I'm gonna say roll stealth. I'm gonna call that a stealth.
Extra thigh skin.
16.
Okay.
Is that a saving throw? No.
No.
Okay, I would
What?
get advantage.
Oh,
Don't worry
no.
about it.
Also, you're no longer raging because nothing hit you, and you didn't hit something else.
No, I'm gross. Okay.
All right. So, following that, you guys, what are you guys doing? You guys,
At the
in the
general healing
hall. Yeah, you're here, and Toes is just behind you, and Toes, you can see Desmond through the other side of the door because it's still like swinging.
Do I have any heads or tails of where Mr. Ironface is?
All right, you pull down the blindfold, roll perception regularly.
Is the perception check my action? Fine for this.
Yes.
Okay. 19.
19.
Sorry, 21.
You hear stomping on this side of the hall, and then more specifically closer. It gets far and then closer to you. So you were guessing through this door.
I'm gonna get my short.
On the
shield
left,
out,
still.
and there's probably a lot of right through there. So I can't.
Okay.
God, we're the mystery gang.
Toes, you see
my God.
Desmond enter the hall and then go to the right. What do you
It's
do?
totally gonna click Daphne.
Is talking a free action?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's this way.
You see inside this room to the left, to the right.
DM casually rolls.
I'm gonna take lead. I'm gonna run ahead. With me clones.
Okay.
Me and the boys.
Sure, you're just on this side of the door.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, are you stopping in front of the door and then not going in? Because you can.
I'll go in.
You can open it, but you wouldn't be able to move it.
I'll just open the door then.
You just open the door?
Visuals.
Straight in front of you is old Ironface. He is looking off this way, and you're standing right here. You just kind of creak the door open and see his face just kind of in profile. With a large anvil.
To have me and all my clones at the same time turn to Desmond and be like, it's right there.
Really?
What stealth disadvantage? Because all of your clones,
Every single one of them.
you and all your clones just go, he's right there.
I got an 11.
11? Cool. Alright. Following that, go back to Jan, Faye, Zion. Here's the three of you. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna try to wake up the Dragonborn.
Okay. He's unconscious. For sure. How do you wake him up?
I'm gonna. Can I do anything with the herbalism kit for waking him up?
No.
Actually, what
No?
is he
Okay, then I'm gonna like.
Not
start
not
good.
very quickly, I should say.
Not very quickly. Then I'll take this little method with my herbalizer medicine.
Okay. I'm treating it as a medicine check, but you have tools with you. But what's your proficiency in medicine?
+2.
+2? Are you trained?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll medicine. And then look up the homebrew rules. Faye and Jan, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna be trying to take out my water skin and emptying it so I can fill it with wine.
No, I'm pulling you away from that.
I'm trying to do that while you're doing
Oh.
that.
I mean, you're emptying your water skin as you're being pulled away. So you're inadvertently slightly cleaning the floor in preparation for alcohol. Where do you guys go? I'm saying you're moving at half movement because it's the two of you
Okay, yeah.
doing this.
I'm going, towards the door.
Official phase
They
of
ran out of.
This door?
Yep.
Okay. You make it. Yeah, you make it here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have you combined for
Okay.
now. Okay. And it turned. Hey Toes.
Yeah.
It turns towards you.
Which one?
Yes.
Look, there's one doorway and him and 3.
I was
So
just making a joke.
yeah. So what's your AC, bud?
Allow me.
Well, isn't the
12.
12? Alright. Do your mirror image thing
Yeah.
as it charges towards you.
Let's make sure each time it's roll d20. Terrible roll. Okay, I must roll a 6 or higher, so I got an 8.
8?
Good for the first one anyway.
Okay. So mirror image gone. As it slams forward and roll again for mirror image purposes.
3, so it hits me.
3, it hits you.
Oopsies.
Short-lived.
So, Desmond, you turn and you are whispering to Toes, and he's like, he's right there. And then it comes barreling out of the room. Toes, you're no longer in the bathroom. You are now through this door.
Nice.
We'll resume to you in a minute, and Big Scare is in the middle of the hall.
Will it take damage?
Yeah. You take
Drugs.
whatever I rolled, divided by 2 of you.
I said 17.
You take 12 damage as you get
Good middle.
thrown into the other room. Thankfully, air was able to catch you, so that's nice.
Are my 2 other
And then you
clones
like
still
skid a little bit. The other clones are like in the
there?
hall.
Yeah, these are like.
They're like chasing after you, like. Toes clones, and then you skid over there.
Those toes.
And then with mirror image, you can kind of like pseudo change places with them. Pseudo. So anyway, you fall into a very large room with like a large wood tiling. It's very smooth, and it looks like there's 2 large tables with some chairs and some like serving counters. There's a couple of double doors there. There's one single door, and then there's a single door far in the other side of the room. What do you do?
I'm gonna run to the room to the right.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay. You book it to the room on the right. You're able to go into the door. It's swinging a little bit, but you're just on the other side of it. And then, Desmond, what do you do?
This is after he gets knocked across the room.
Yes.
And it's just me now. Where is Ironhead is red dot, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
he's not facing you. He's facing the doors that Toes just flew through.
It's been a while. Do we use flanking? I don't care if you don't.
Flanking if 2 allies are in melee with it. So
Slash.
you and another ally.
Slash, can I have Redman's turn? Or how is that? How do you do that?
Redmond can't attack.
I'm not asking to attack.
What do you want, Redmond?
Okay.
He's on your turn. Is what I'm gonna say.
I was just gonna say, because can I basically just run up, make an attack with Redmond? Redmond's just gonna, I'm gonna run up. Redmond's gonna run around, do a little dingus, be like,
I'm not gonna count.
no? Okay.
No.
Okay, I'll just make an attack with his back.
Okay. Alright, Desmond
I have
goes
a
to
plan.
stab, big
Okay.
scare.
It may not be the best plan.
No.
It's try to assist soon.
Don't worry.
Slaker, it's out of the room. What do you do?
It's just gone.
You were here. It ran in. You might have heard like a little bit of mumbling, and then it ran out. Past you.
I'm gonna stuff Twiggy in the cupboard.
Okay. Not a bad idea. You stuffed Twiggy in a cupboard. I'm gonna say that here.
And then I'm gonna hide in the cupboard with her.
Okay, so you just both go into the cupboard.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hitman, the romantic years.
Alright, so there's that. Then,
If I knew it was you out there, I'd be like,
Ron Zion
Say
and Faye,
you're
what do
dead
you
by
do?
I'm going.
You're here with Faye.
Yeah.
Zion, you're over there.
With the
What did you get
dragonborn.
for medicine, and what do you need to get when you're proficient with medicine?
No fireball formation.
15.
You got 15, and you need a
Oh no, I need 15. I got 10.
10? Alright, so you're not able to heal him with what you have on hand. You're just kind of like shuffling herbs and stuff, and it's like, why do I have mistletoe? And you like throw it back into the herb kit.
Yes.
That said, don't do it.
Mr. Artemis?
Yeah.
Hello.
So, Jan, what do you do?
You can keep dragging Faye with me.
Where?
Yeah, where's the door?
Okay, you make it there.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay, I'm really sorry.
Right now?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Cool. No, you're good. What do you want with Dez? Keep fighting it?
He has his shield up. That was my plan on the next thing. So tips for you. Best try to keep away and keep him away from toes.
Okay. Cool. Oh boy.
are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta take off tomorrow.
Well, bye.
Aw.
Nice meeting you.
He doesn't have a car, so he has to be driven.
Actually,
so his
see,
grandparents
I
have
know
to
that.
drive.
You leave tomorrow
It was nice
already?
to meet you.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, man.
He got here
Been
on
around for a while.
Thursday.
Oh,
yeah.
so
I
okay.
do the fam jam thing now, so.
Word.
Thor.
Heavenly
It's nice to meet you in
We got
person.
them lined
I know, it was very nice.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh wait. I'm not allowed to leave yet.
I need this too.
Yep. Do you have your gloves?
Yep.
Cool. Cool. There we go. Yep. So, as you guys,
Maybe we meet again.
Fairly well.
Yeah,
Till
we're
next
back
time.
to visit.
It's not goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Okay.
it's
Good
not
luck for
goodbye.
that.
It's still next
Till
time.
next time.
Yay. Goodbye.
Alright.
For now.
So a lot of you guys do that. Following. All right.
Hmm? I know, right?
Rolling for Dez. Desmond.
That's adorable.
Desmond gets pile driven.
They're so fuzzy.
Jan,
Pictures with them.
you see Desmond fly through the door at an angle and crash into these boxes. He takes a lot of damage.
Oh boy, okay.
That would be. Okay, cool. Faye, Zion, and Jan. A lot of you are in the room. You're still emptying your jug with
Yeah,
standing
that's the point.
aside Jan. The three of you see Desmond fly into the door and crash in the barrels just on the other side of you guys.
Oh.
Or other side of the barrels from you guys, I should say. So he's here.
Okay.
He flies in and crashes into those at very fast speed and likely very painful. What do you guys do?
Just point to him and go, where'd he come from? As I'm like still pouring out the.
He groans very loudly.
Should we help? Should we? I have wine. We can sanitize.
Is he that badly injured?
I don't know, but the other guy was. He might.
I'm gonna
Done.
Wine is
peek
not
outside.
Out the door?
There's
It
a little
is
peek,
great.
like around the edge.
As the door's kind of swinging,
I think I still have some left over.
you notice. You basically peek through the door and you see a large hulking mass on the other side with an iron face. That's a good noise to make when trying to avoid a big scary thing. Alright, following that, Toes.
Alright,
You-
so random room.
You enter in a very large room with an anvil on the opposite side. There seems to be a large, forget what the name of it is, but where you kind of like cool hot metal. A forge, a couple of like solid metal tables, a wooden table, a couple of smaller tables, and a couple of cabinets, and then like a doorway that leads to another room.
What a novel thought! You went in another room.
What do you do?
I know what I want to do when I see an iron forge.
Oh
I
no.
want to make a space cup.
No,
wanna make
bad
a what?
parlay.
You want to make a what?
Anyway, what do you do? Space cup. It's an
Is there-
inside joke.
Yeah. Is there anything around to use as that?
As a space cup?
Yeah.
No.
Contain lava? Okay, because I was like, good melted anvil base with.
No. Well,
Right.
let me rephrase that. There are probably things that you could hold lava in. However, it would not maintain that heat over a long period of time, and also you would need the lava. You don't have any molten metal.
So
The
it's
forge
not
isn't active
Minecraft.
right now.
Alright, well, I'm just at the door right now, right?
Yeah, you're right here.
I'm gonna go to the next door, and before I open it, I'm
This
gonna
one?
channel, yeah. I'm gonna channel divinity and invoke duplicity.
Okay.
I'm gonna restore that last clone that I lost.
Oh, no.
And can you be more, he's a little bit more useful, so.
Okay.
Does he get any movement at all?
Your duplicate?
Yeah. Since I just created him, or is that?
Pull up the rules for it. I don't believe that it gets much other than it's basically a backup mirror image, if I'm correct. Could be wrong, but I believe that's correct. Following that, Slaker, you hid in the cupboard. Desmond charges at the door because he's trying to protect Toes. And then big guy pushes the door back. So basically, Desmond runs towards the door to like charge through, and then the door gets kicked in front of him, and he gets hit by the door and goes flying back into the same barrel that you guys were
That's
standing
just bad
by.
luck right there.
Yeah. So that's what happens with him. Following that, what do you guys do? Zion, you barely managed to avoid that. Because he goes to this door and you're at the other one.
Ooh.
So what do? Basically, you see Desmond walk up. The guy is standing right in front of you now.
And I'm like in that weird corner thing, aren't I?
You're right here. You were in front of the other door. He charged through this one.
Alright.
Like, you might have gotten some of the backdraft from the other door. That's about it.
Is he like standing like where he kind of passed me?
He's standing on the other side of the door. He kicked the door,
Oh.
and then that's his turn. What do?
I'm gonna try to book it to the bathroom.
This way? Okay. Are you dashing?
Yes.
That's what I thought too.
You can make it there. I was gonna say, am I dashing? Sure I am. It's a compliment. Anyway, Jan, Faye, what do you guys do?
I want to try and hide behind the wine barrels from the scary monster dude.
Jan, what do you do?
See a scary monster man, I ready my shield.
Okay, and move towards him, move away
Stay in
from
the
him.
same place.
Stay where you are, okay? Face hiding on the other side of the barrel.
Yeah, boo.
Actually, I wish this doesn't take that time.
Do I recognize this guy?
Oh, that's not good.
Do I recognize this guy? I wish
Okay,
I'd
Desmond's
checked him
I
unconscious.
have no idea. I haven't been here.
Desmond's knocked out.
That is a disaster.
before. Toes.
Jan, I don't know if that changes anything. Desmond's knocked out
Oh.
with
okay.
the second hit.
Boy. Okay.
Hide him behind the wine barrels. with
Yeah, I'm
me.
gonna get closer.
Here. This is where he is.
Maybe not all the way up there.
Without sprinting, you can make it here.
Let's do that.
Okay. You're there. Okay. Following that, it is Toes. What are you doing?
Alright, I'm gonna open the door with my clone,
Okay.
and then send out all three of my,
Into the hall.
yeah, how many, I have 3 mirror images, right? Still remaining?
You have 2 mirror images and 1 duplicate.
That's right, that's what this is for. Okay, so I'll send them all out and I'll stay inside, but like keeping, because I have to be in visual range of my clone.
Okay. So basically, you just creep the door open and have the 3 of you just step out into the hall.
Yeah, so what do I see?
You see him on the other end of the hall, kicking the door into where you came out of.
Okay, I'm going to use a spiritual weapon from my
Can you do that and mirror image at the same time? I think that's concentration.
I looked up mirror image and I don't think it is concentration, but I'll check. Let me see. It just says,
I know we've asked.
it just says duration 1 minute. It doesn't say anything about concentration at all.
Okay. Then, yeah, that's what you see is Iron Face is on the other end of the hall, and he just kicked the door opposite of you.
Okay, then from my clone that's in the hall, use Scourge Weapon, and then swing with the sword.
Okay, swing. Following that, Slaker. You intuit you're inside of a cupboard, kind of like.
What do I hear?
As far as what you hear a loud thunk, kind of in the distance. Then you hear like a door open. You hear a repeat of the same noise. Basically, lots of dong, dong, crashing sounds, kind of thing. What do you do?
Yeah, I'll medicine check Twiggy.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I'm gonna use her own clothes, so
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I'm not using mine. 20, right?
Yes. Or I believe so. I don't know. It depends on if you're proficient or not. I don't have the homebrew rules at the moment.
No, I haven't pulled up. I was making
Okay.
sure it was a D20. Just cause. I missed it when it was all alphabetical. 10. Which doesn't work.
Okay.
What's that?
Basically, you rip her shirt and you're just like trying to stop bleeding where you can, essentially.
It's
No?
been happening all day.
The annoying false ones. Oh, I hate those. Alright, so following that, it charges in. Okay, yeah. Yawn. What's your AC?
With or without shield?
Do you have your shield out?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was standing ready with my shield, remember? Yeah, so 19.
Okay. You're barely able to block it. You can feel the heft of its fist smacking your shield, and it hurts. Doesn't technically do damage, but it hurts like a bitch.
Alright.
This is strong. Even stronger than whatever like big metal thing was that punched you to hell before. You like kind of remember that. 'Cause I was playing. Anyway, following that, what do? You're in melee with it. Desmond's unconscious. Faye's hiding behind a barrel and Zion's booking it.
Oh shit, spells disappeared. I'm gonna use I'll pull it up, Wrathful Smite.
On it?
Yeah.
Okay, pull it up. Zion, what are you doing? Book it to the bathroom?
Can I tell that Jan's fighting?
Yes.
Can I stop and use magic missile?
Please.
On him?
Yeah, you're within range.
Alright, I'm going magic missile.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. Faye, what are you doing?
I am going to go from where I am, behind that one barrel, and I'm going to go into the corner behind the other wine barrels and just like cower.
Over here?
Yeah, I'm going to go behind in that tiny, tiny corner.
You can't make it there, but you can make it on the edge of it. Just
I'm good
at
with
the
that. I'll
moment.
just crouch.
Unless you're dashing.
I can dash.
Okay.
I'm cool with dashing.
Your feet are wet with a little bit of wine,
That's okay.
and now you're hiding. Okay. Cool. Next.
Just take it like
So I do 3 simultaneous attacks of 2, which comes to a total of 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna attack.
What'd you do?
I'm gonna use that.
Roll it.
That is 16 to hit.
16 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Both.
Good news. You used a spell. Yeah, bad news.
Okay.
With a
16 to hit?
AC.
Right.
Very
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Very big, beefy boy. With an
Big
iron
boy.
head.
Okay, I can't do this shirt. Oh, that hurts.
Alright, following that, Desmond go. Toes, you're in the hall, what do you do? What was your spirit weapon?
It was a 10 to hit, so I missed.
Yeah.
Is this a new turn for action?
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll repeat the action. I'm going to keep my clones on the offensive, I guess.
So you're basically peeking through to the opposite end of the hallway?
Right. Is I even looking at me? That's the question first.
No, it's not even looking at you.
Can I see the other hallway again?
You're here.
Right.
Your clones are like here.
Would I?
And then it's just on the other side of the door there.
Would I be able to assume at all that those stairs led back to where we were? Or was it a separate corridor?
This is
to
a
get
separate
inside?
corridor that you were in. You came out of the room that he's in currently. This is a different thing entirely.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout at it with my clone attack.
Okay, what do you yell?
I'm gonna say, get over here, you piece of shit.
Roll intimidation. And then roll a d4. And then pick a number between 1 and 4 before you roll.
Oh no. Hit 3.
What'd you get?
Hit 3.
3? Alright, you can pick which clone says that.
Okay. One is just the regular mirror images.
Okay.
One on the left side, I guess, for swift direction. What was I rolling for before? I forgot. Here we go.
Intimidation.
Right. And I imagine that's like a strength test.
Intimidation? No, charisma.
Paper.
There's some
Alright, so 16.
trouble in terrorist town.
Hell yeah. I guess 16.
16? That's pretty good. Alright. Yawn.
Should I roll for hit?
It books it out of the room to hit for
Spiritual weapon?
yes.
How long does my
I
last
missed,
for?
so it's fine.
I said it lasted up to a minute, but with concentration.
Yeah. So you have to focus on it.
Okay.
So basically, if you take a lot of damage, you have to roll to see if you maintain concentrating on it.
Okay.
But it can last up to a minute.
That's
So
now it's still lasting. Okay.
it lasts 10 rounds. So far,
Okay.
it's been 1.
Okay.
If you want context. Anyway, it looks like it's ignoring you and booking it into the hall again. Anyway, what was that to hit?
It was a 10, so.
10? Okay. Cool. Anyway, Jan, what do you do?
I'm gonna follow it out.
Since it leaves melee with you, you're allowed to make an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Yes.
Okay.
Just roll a hit again.
Roll the hit, melee. Yep.
Alright, 19.
19? That'll hit.
Okay.
Damage. I believe with attack of opportunity, it's what was the spell that you used?
Yeah, it really is.
Branding smite.
And does it say your next melee attack?
Yes, it says your next hit.
Your next hit? Okay, so it would apply here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, Faye, you're hiding behind barrels. What do you do?
I'm gonna kind of like peek
Both
out.
of them are open.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm gonna kind of like peek out of the side to like see what's happening.
It looks like it leaves the room very fast. Zion, what do you do?
I see it. I saw it with the roof, right?
Yep.
Okay, so did it lead like directly into the like main space area it just came in through?
Yes.
I'm gonna trot and try to like escape where it's running after.
Okay. So you chase after it.
Yes.
I deal 13 damage, by the way.
13. Okay. Alright. Cool. So, Zion, you're chasing after it. Jan, what do you do for damage? You did 13, right?
Hold up again.
That's what you did?
Yes.
Okay. That was your attack of opportunity. You no longer have the smite because you used it.
Okay.
And now, if you wanted to, you can chase after it or what have you. Zion, you're there. Jan, what do you do? It's gone out of in the hallway. It looks like it's approaching, like when it goes through the door, it looks like it's approaching what appears to be like a wall of toes.
And one step closer to the
I'm gonna beckon to Zion and move towards the door.
Okay.
Come with.
Just a little closer.
Yes.
Zion, are you sprinting or are you just moving?
I'm gonna sprint.
Okay. So the two of you are next to each other, just on the inside of the door. Okay. Slaker, what do you do?
Have I heard any noise in the room?
In the room?
Yeah.
No. All the noises you heard were outside of the room. It's just it was really loud. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna scoop up Twiggy, preferably on my back, but if I can't, that's fine. I'll open the thing and it's
Like backpack it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And try and book it to the adjacent room where the door is. So dark. We run it.
The second bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to the storeroom.
You
Get almost there.
You get almost to the other storage room and okay. And it goes, yeah. Alright. Roll twice for a mirror image.
That's a 5. That's an 11.
5 and 11. What do you need to beat with that when you have two of them up?
I think it's a 6 the first time, so that fails.
Okay.
6, and then the second time must be an 8 or higher.
8 or higher?
Yeah.
Alright, so you beat one but not the other. So since you're kind of like phase shifting with it, for lack of a better description, take 11 damage as it manages to hit one of you, but like whacked through the other one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
How much health do you have?
Let's see, what do I have 3 health.
3. Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh no.
There's 2 of you left, and then you're mostly hiding behind that door, but again, it's kind of like a if that makes sense. I don't know if that describes well.
I think so, like, it's like the real me is...
It's like you're constantly shifting with the others.
With the projections.
Yeah, if that makes sense. As far as like context goes, mechanically. That said, what do you do? It's in melee with your duplicate and your mirror.
I'm going to spread them out. I'm going to run one to the ballroom and one to the room. Yeah, one there and then one to the room with everybody else. Preferably.
On the other side?
Yeah.
It gets an attack of opportunity. Which one are you
Okay, maybe not that one. Well, like, can I move him to the door? I'm trying not to run into Iron Face. What about the door that we were originally checking, me and Desmond? Would I be able to get there?
Attack of opportunity. The only, the best way that it could go is in the room you're hiding in, if that makes sense. And then one can go to the ballroom and then just kind of split ways.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll split them both the way that I am, and then I'm going to use guiding bolts with my real self.
Okay, roll.
Jesus.
That's a 4. No, it's actually well, it's an 8 technically, but
8 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
it's
Alright, cool. Following that.
Oh.
You can make it into here, and when you do kind of backpacking,
I would kind of cautiously walk through the door to make sure there's not a giant thing in there, but yeah. Yeah.
okay, yeah, you notice that there is a big thing. Looking over here, you can see feet, like limp feet. You see limp dragonborn a little bit over the crate, and you see Zion and Jan like standing at the door, like looking like they're ready to like go through it. Faye, roll perception.
Okay.
Disadvantage because you're drunk. Actually, roll con.
And that's as far as I can get?
That's halfway.
Oh, I still have half my movement?
Yes.
It was a 6.
Or an action.
Well, now it's an 8.
Because now you see other people and stuff. I want to give you that
Actually,
option
it's
I'm sorry.
to do something first. Faye, what'd you get?
19 for
19?
the con.
You see, you sober up and
Hell yeah.
roll perception regularly.
Okay.
You're like, if we drag you
I'm gonna go over
around.
to speed.
That
Or SPR.
19 as well.
Okay. 19. You notice Slaker holding an unconscious Twiggy.
Whoa!
Oh my god, it's Slaker!
She's in for a second and then moves out of sight. You don't know where anyone is. You're
Okay,
alone.
I'll get out from behind my wine barrels.
Okay. Are you just like climbing over?
Yeah.
Okay. You climb over.
Can I make it all the way to Spirit?
Not quite. Speed's unconscious. Also roll perception.
No, no,
6.
6?
Yeah.
I'm about to take a drink at home.
Your choice on if you see
I have
Desmond
a
or
whole
not.
bottle left.
I'll probably see if we don't recognize him.
Okay, you just see him unconscious.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
like that.
I'm gonna watch
Yep.
I'm gonna do a Harry Potter marathon.
Jan and
So I
Zion,
still
what do
have
you
an
two do?
action?
So excited.
No, you dashed.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What? Wrong way.
Whoa, boy.
I'm gonna take a late nap and then I'm gonna fire the missiles.
Okay, so you just open the door.
You're gonna take
Okay,
a nap.
roll damage.
Yeah.
My nap. Lay nap.
I'm gonna take a little nap for a second. Fire the missiles!
What's that?
That's what
Oh.
I got you. I got you.
tired.
I got a total damage of 10.
10? Okay. Jan, what do you do?
Nobody's really taking damage yet.
They excuse you? Excuse you?
It's not like the whole group. I know him. I know he's unconscious. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
You're dead myself.
And also, Paw. I don't know what you're talking about. Half the room is unconscious.
Yeah, he's almost bonked.
Most of the noise.
Half the room's unconscious. One of them's just not drunk.
Finally.
Orphel's over here unconscious as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, no.
Poor Phil.
You just
Poor Phil.
ran over. Poor Orphel.
Poor Phil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We cast aid.
On.
I think. Hold on. I think it works
5,
still
4,
over.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
I'm googling if it works.
Yeah, moving on. Faye, you're hanging out and got over the barrel toes. Your clothes run away.
Tight spot.
Why?
You are at a tight
Cast-
spot. You
cast
hear
aid on
you
you.
hear footsteps moving towards you, and then they move away from you, very fast.
Good.
That's what you hear.
Good.
I'm going to start the forge up.
Okay. Roll history to start the forge up. Roll history.
Roll history.
I only have 2 plans. One strategy I can't do because no one's
What do you want?
Well, I just want to start the forge right now. I don't think this will
But
necessarily.
what's the intent behind it?
We're killing a big giant iron thing. I feel like we need to do a lot of damage. If we could somehow trick it
Are
into
you
it.
pulling a hobbit?
No, I can't do that quite yet.
I mean, like a mini hobbit.
With like the melt the gold on him thing? You know that doesn't work in The Hobbit, right? You know that makes the dragon angry and burns down a whole town, right?
History. All right, so it's a 13.
13
Yeah.
for history?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you managed to
Maybe
get
six.
the fire started, but you don't like get it up to temperature
Right.
because that takes a lot of time and effort to get a forge to like
Yeah, it's not like an oven. You
go.
just turn it
You've
on.
literally just like sparked some wood that was in there that wasn't burnt up, basically, so far. And you're low on wood in the surrounding
Have you
area.
taken damage?
Okay. Well, that's about the best I've got. Can I look around the area to see if there's anything else as far as tools, items?
There's lots of tools, like just kind of scattered around and about. Most of them are metal working type stuff, so small hammers and pliers and tongs and stuff like that. It looks like this was a functional workshop, and then there's like some like bent pieces of metal that might have been like bolted onto something at one point, and they were like making armor. I don't know,
Starting
something
the
like that.
forge as best as I can do for right now. 'Cause or can I set one
action-wise?
tool into the fire?
Set a tool in the fire.
That end of it in.
You can move one pair of tongs into the fire.
Okay.
It'll make it hotter.
Alright, I'll do that for now.
Okay, that's what I do.
So all I can
Jack. Cool. It goes. The two of you roll dex saves. Zion and Jan, since you're on the other side of the door. Oh jeez.
Can we do in French a little bit?
I got 6.
6?
I got an 8.
Okay. That's not good.
Fuck for
It's my favorite French meme. It's gold.
Alright, so split between the two of you. Both of you take half of the total, so take 12 and take 12.
Oh shit.
damage.
Yeah, as it kicks the door, smacking the two of you, both of you go flying.
I'm unconscious.
Well.
Okay. Jan's unconscious.
Yeah.
Zion, how are you?
I am barely hanging on.
Jan, you're unconscious next to Desmond. Zion,
Sure,
you're
so-
over here.
Where? How far away am I?
You're here.
Am I at least? Oh, let me check something out through here.
Okay.
I think 15. What's the currency?
Slaker. The door gets kicked open really, really hard, and you get a glimpse of it, and the two of them go. Jan gets knocked out, and Zion goes flying, and you're there in relation to it.
How many feet away am I from it? Would you say?
Like 40.
I'm 40 feet away. You kicked me 40 feet away?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dang it. Alright.
Well, you can move. After movement to stand up, and then 12 feet. Move 12 feet.
Is the Iron Man holding a lot of weapons?
It has two big fists.
I don't know.
This one's called Smith, and this one's called Wesson.
Wow, that's going to be really helpful for what I wanted
I
to
think I
do.
have
Okay.
This is.
Then never mind.
He has an anvil head, I guess.
It's like all.
I wanted to like just make him drop any weapons he had.
Oh, disarm him?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Unless you literally disarm.
Yeah, you have to disarm him
yeah.
to disarm him. Because he's just a big fucking mess. Alright. Anyway, do you want to do something else? Also, Slaker, what are you doing?
Is he through the door?
He's on the other side of the
Can
door.
he see me?
I mean, if he goes through the door, yeah. He just kicked it, and then they went flying, is what happened on his turn.
Okay, I'm gonna set Twiggy down
Okay?
next to
Spiart.
Stiart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you can just need a charger and it goes.
Low chance.
I'm not reading.
But hey, at least
Nope.
It's a really good plan.
get in that.
Zion, what are you doing?
True.
Faye, what are you doing?
I.
You see a gnome and an Azamar fly in the distance.
I'm just gonna. I'm
And
gonna
crash.
pull a Toy Story and just like fall dead.
Pull the old food out.
You collapse to the
I'm just gonna
ground.
pretend I'm dead.
You're covered in wine.
I'm
we awaken
And
again.
very
We're just
sticky.
It's okay. I'll watch.
Advancing
It's
it like,
fine.
oh,
It's
shit.
not a big deal.
Slaker Zion, what do you do?
I'm going to hold an action that when he comes through. Question: I haven't moved a lot. If I
Right
were
here,
to,
and then you have some movement, yeah.
if I were to pretend to be dead and then get up and attack him really fast, would I use the rest of my movement, or would that be an action? From prone to standing.
I'm gonna say you can ready a stab, but you can't ready a stand up and stab.
Okay, then
If that makes sense.
I'll just stay standing, and I'm gonna ready a great axe.
And you're just standing in front of the unconscious ones.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when he comes through the door, same as before.
If he charges at you, you just go.
Well, not if he's even charging it. If he's within swinging distance.
He won't be in swinging distance if you're by the unconscious.
When he comes through the door, and he looks like he's gonna attack anything, I'm gonna
Charge at him.
yeah.
with that sound.
That was more specific. I'm like, you're just
Literally
standing there
that
ready in action. I'm like, okay. Based on an asshole to them, I do ask what you're trying to do.
Like, oh, okay, so you're gonna stand there. You're waiting for your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are DMs that are like, oh, you stand there. Okay. He's not within melee. You don't get your ready to action. It's drives me nuts. All right. Anyway, so Zion, what do you do?
I'm going to rush away to the bathroom.
Run, get up and run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Make it about here.
I'm going to the actual side.
Okay. Toad,
Right.
what's your forge ideas? Answer.
Forge is practically out of the question now. It sounds like stupid. Maybe though. It might be in the question.
All right. Well, you lit it.
So charming someone. Nobody attacked him this round. I don't know if that changes anything because they say he gets advantage on charm.
Oh, charm person. Yep.
He gets advantage if he's being attacked. Since we're in combat, do we assume that he is, even though no one attacked that turn? Or mage?
Or technically,
I would imagine.
it would work in your favor. Whatever I'm trying to word that.
So you're saying he wouldn't have advantage?
He wouldn't have advantage if he hasn't been attacked that round, which is
Good.
why you can like tell people to stop and then try to persuade and
Good.
then charm.
I'm going to charm.
That makes sense.
Then I'm going to attempt to charm.
What's your range on that?
I think it's 30 feet. I don't know if I'm within.
No.
Can I run to the door and into range?
You can get most of the way to range, but you won't be able to do it this turn. Are you taking your duplicate with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna take all.
Are you
the
taking
duplicates.
all of them? Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going to shout. This seems stupid, but for now, just don't attack. Or attack, that's fine. Whatever, it'll just make things harder in the long run. It's up to you.
Like halfway into saying that, he enters the room. Slaker's ready action goes into play. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Yeah, good.
Oh my. Well,
It's alright.
that failed.
I have an idea. But I still can charm. He probably has low wisdom, so I guess.
We don't know. So I
Big
guess
man
we'll
of mine,
find
man.
Question mark.
11.
You never
11
know.
to hit.
The Tin Man had no brains.
He hasn't been
I mean, heart
attacked.
attack.
I was like, it's a heart.
No, he's been attacked. He just hasn't been hit. Sorry.
He's just the anvil man.
Slaker like chops at the floor next
Tries
to
to
him.
pull back at the last minute. Toes!
Well, yeah. Well,
Right. It was a miss, though?
Yeah.
Well, either way, it's still okay. But that's alright.
all
Figure
right.
it out.
So yeah, Slaker. What's your AC?
14.
So
Toes, this is your fault. I hope you know.
My fault. You ready to be action? Who's going in anyway?
You started speaking
you know,
and distracted me.
in a case like this, rolling 3 ones is good for you. 4 ones. Oh my god, what is this? This is like Yahtzee. I'm playing Yahtzee over here. Take, if you want the ones, 5 damage. If you want the 5s, 15 more, take 20 damage. Total. The ones he rolled, there were 5 ones and 3 5s. It's Yahtzee. It's freaking Yahtzee.
That's a
Anyway,
lot of potential.
So 20 total.
total of 20, yes. Total.
My rage wore off, right? So I
Yeah.
don't have.
Yeah. And then you go flying over Zion. Okay.
I'm just gonna pretend to lay there, just unconscious. Yeah.
Okay, roll. I'm gonna say stealth at disadvantage because when you get hit in the face, it's hard to like go limp. 6?
And then a nat 20.
Oh, that's rough. Okay, Zion, what do you do?
You want to keep running towards the bathroom.
Okay.
My man.
My
Big
man.
hero of us all. We're so surprised. That's a good thing.
You can just make it in the door.
Remember, the door will be here tomorrow.
All right,
Maybe.
so Toes, what are you doing?
Okay.
It goes through the door, and you see basically it goes through the door. Slaker like goes to chop at it, sees you, goes ah, and then gets ping.
Alright.
Bong.
Is there can I charm?
little bit.
Can I attempt to charm?
Sure.
Then I will attempt to charm it.
Is that the spell charm?
Or charm person.
Gotcha. Okay. What does it need?
It needs a wisdom saving throw.
Of your spell DC? What's your spell DC?
That's fine.
Not
DC.
spelling.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Cool.
One moment. 13.
It's a. I'll put that right here.
I got this. It,
Gets advantage in some attacks.
okay, the first roll was
Right there,
19.
so I'll
So
get
pass
that.
anyway.
Yeah. Even with its mod, that still beats it.
Alright.
David.
That'll be it for now. I'll stay within range so I can attempt it again.
Okay.
But that's
And then the final.
not good.
Okay. No day
There
second
you
line.
go. I have numbers too.
It is. You would recognize this out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, that's such a hit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Hey Grayson, confirm that David would recognize this out of nowhere.
What?
Just look it. Don't read it.
Oh yeah, probably. Well,
Look it. Don't read it.
but wait.
Is it Mario 64?
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's the castle theme.
I had to see-
Technically,
I had
it's
to
Super
see-
Mario World.
I had to
but
see
yes,
which Mario
it's
game because I
Mario.
know which ones he played.
Slaker, are you unconscious?
I'm at 3.
Alright, and then you're just lifting it. Zion, it chases you into the room. What do you do?
It's still chasing. Oh.
Yes.
Was there any chance for me to lock the door behind me?
No, they don't have locks.
No locks? Oh.
These don't.
I'm gonna split to the right and then make an image of a 5 foot tall soldier to the left of the doorway, ready to attack.
So basically, you just have a cardboard cutout, just like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Cool.
Stop having
And
fake
we'll
citizens.
end it there.
2 weeks? There's got to be something wrong, dude.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, I've lost the contract.
Oh. Well, I don't know all of
XP.
I don't know all of John J. Jameson's filler lines.
Excuse me. John J. Jameson.
Jonah!
Also, Jonah J. Jameson, excuse me.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
First. Second, J. Jonah Jameson. That's not J. Jonah Jameson. No? No?
Nope,
Nothing?
I think everyone's confused.
Okay.
Gil.
No,
Okay.
not Gilbert
This
Gottfried.
is
But
so
it kind of,
stupid.
I could see that honest
Don't die.
mistake because
I was so
in
confused.
some instances it does sound like Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh yeah, that's. Have fun.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy teaching.
We'll be back.
Bye, honey. Enjoy machining.
Sorry to leave
Do you
so
want to go
suddenly.
home?
Yeah, okay.
I'll send out XP in the group.
Alright, sounds good.
Cool.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Interwave.
Oh, good.